Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Coming to you live 250 miles above your imagination in the International Fake Station. I've got my good friend Something Wong behind me in the background. And we have the new sky cam out the window. We're going to go ahead and show you that view right now. Let's look back at our beautiful blue marble.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
See? All right. So there's some, let me just get a look-see at who all's in the chat. I got Luca backstage. We'll bring you up here in a few minutes, Luca. Let me go through who all I've got going on here. Let's see who's speaking Mexican in my dude's chat. Spanglish only in this chat. Username redacted. We got Lisa Marie's in here with us tonight. We went over, had a great visit with Lisa today. Twilight Nights is here with us as well. Push button 62. Jehovah's lovely daughter Barbara's with us. Chicago Cubby Bear, I see. Joyce B's with us. Let's see, Saddle Bum. All the usual suspects. It's time to wake up is joined with us. Buenas noches, mi amigos. Let me see, which means what up tonight, dude, my friends, in Spanish. Or something. I'm paraphrasing. Okay. We got David Young. Are you though? Good evening, Jehovah's daughter Barbara. Let's see. That's in Rem is with us too. Let me see. Who do I have? Also, Logical Observations. Anson Howard, what's up, my man? Good to see you. Sea Lightning 300 miles. Yeah, this is some crazy stuff going on. So what's he saying? He says the predicted North American lunar moon eclipse on March 24th through 25th didn't happen. I watched it all night and it didn't happen. Crickets from the media. Maybe God took away the eclipse to show his power. You know, man, I'm wondering what the fuck is going on? There's some crazy stuff. The stars are, the sun's in the wrong house. It's in Pisces. It's supposed to be over into Aries, and Google will tell you it's in Aries, but it's not if you look at the live observations of it. And of course, Pisces is what sign of the fish, and crazy stuff. I'm going to play a couple little videos about some of this, some really fun times we're living in here. There's Mojo joined us as well. Good to see you, Mojo. What's happening, Luca? How you doing tonight, man? You're on mute.
Hello.
There he goes. There he goes.
Good
What's going on, my
morning,
man?
everyone.
Good morning.
Wow.
You act
Good
like
morning
you're
to
around the
some
world
people.
somewhere.
Good morning to some people around the world, and others good evening, good night.
Salutations. We'll put it just at that. Salutations.
Yeah,
That covers it all
salutations,
over.
everyone.
There you go. So yeah, there's some wild stuff about time speeding up. Other stuff to see. Okay, so we've had National Guard be activated. We got emergency orders being placed everywhere, and I'm thinking, okay, fear porn, fear porn, fear porn. But man, all the stuff that's going on, we're going to have an alignment of Neptune, Venus, Mercury, what else? Mars, Saturn. All this shit's going to be lined up that same day, April 8th. Which is, I don't know, a lot of people saying that's when they're going to sacrifice this red heifer. But here's another thing that came out from the Scranton International Airport, public advisory. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. Hang on a second here. See if I can open it. Here we go. And I'm on their page. So, boom, 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 boom. Okay. It says here approximately 70 military helicopters, 70, will be flying through AVP's airspace this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. AVP officials were informed they will be deporting from the Rome, New York area in small groups, continuing through AVP's airspace to their final destination in the Philadelphia area. The times are unknown and they could vary each day. The public is advised that this is only an exercise and there is no need for concern. 70 freaking helicopters, man. 70. I would like to know what kind. So if there's anybody up around that area, if you can get any video of it, that would be awesome. Of course, it's going to be up around the Rome, New York, between Rome, New York, Scranton, and then on down to Philadelphia. So if anybody's in that area and you see any, there is some stuff about Nostradamus. I didn't look at it, but I saw it on my feed on YouTube today. But the thing I wanted to bring up is, okay, so I know this is kind of anecdotal. I've been saying for a while, it seems like time is going faster. And there is some weird shit going on. All right, so my wife, where she works, she takes the same route every day. She has for years. And for some reason now it's taken her 5 minutes longer to get there. She's going the same speed, taking the same route, but instead of taking 45 minutes, it now takes 50 minutes. So what the fuck is up with that? I mean, so I'm looking at this kind of thing, what's going on, and we'll get more into this too. I want to bring up
Traffic conditions.
What is it? No. I mean, it's same traffic conditions, and it's not heavy traffic. That route's not heavy traffic at all.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, but why would it now be taking 5 minutes longer? The traffic conditions haven't changed.
It is. Maybe there's more red lights or something.
There's, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, there is only one light. There's two ways you can go. They're both the same distance. And if I'm thinking correctly, I think same amount of lights either way, too. Yeah. So it's just really kind of weird.
The point is that, you know, it's only 5 minutes, and there could be
Only 5 minutes. Only
many
5 minutes.
reasons
Do
why
you
the
realize?
time would change.
Yeah, but only 5 minutes. What if your watch was 5 minutes fast every hour?
There's like
How long would
many
it take?
factors.
But think about that. Think about that. How long would it take before? Damn. How can I back this up? I can't. Okay. I have to do it this way. Hold on 1 second. All right. Then I'll unmute that. No, what I'm saying is that it's like, even though, like, now what shows up to be an hour is actually 55 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But it's showing to be an hour. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
They're called
I've had
estimates
this.
for
Hold
a
on. I've had
reason.
this feeling already that time is going faster. And
They're
I'm just
called
adding that in
estimates.
anecdotally. She's like, you know, that's something that I've known. She goes, that's something that I've been trying to figure out for the last year or so, is why is it taking me 5 minutes longer to go the same route with the same amount of traffic at the same speed, everything. And I'm telling you, the route that she takes from where we live, there's very little traffic at all. Very little. Because we live like out in the boonies. And the mileage hasn't changed any, but it's something about the time is going faster. It's there. Just watch this, and I'll show you what we're talking about too.
I'd say it's a nitpick.
Well, that's only one little anecdotal thing that I added into what we're talking about here tonight, though. But there's some other shit with the stars in the sky that isn't adding up. Anyway.
Oh, I'd like to. Yeah. So
Okay, this is getting crazy, my friends. Okay, I told you back in September the sun was not where it should be. And I explained it doesn't have anything to do with the actual calendar day, month, name of the month of the calendar. This is about where the sun is in the sky. Okay, we're told that the solar eclipse is supposed to be in Aries, take place in Aries during a new moon, obviously. And by April 8th, if you do a projection on any of your apps, first of all, if you look at your app, it'll show you the sun hasn't even entered into Pisces. It's barely entered into Pisces right now. It shouldn't be in Pisces. Okay. In the middle of March, it should be just about to enter into Aries, March 21st to April 19th, I think. So the sun's not where it should be to begin with, but we're told that the solar eclipse is supposed to happen on April 8th in Aries, but the sun and the moon, if you do a projection, are projected to be in Pisces together, and they're not even aligned on April 8th. They're sitting side by side in Pisces on April 8th. Something is not right, I'm telling you. Now, if you look at your app at night and you align it with Orion, you will see that it is aligned. So it's not the app. The sun is not where it should be. The moon is not where it should be. I told you back in September that the sun apparently stopped in Virgo at her feet for almost a week. I watched it every single day, waiting for it to move, and it never moved. So it's at least a week off. Something's going on. And what I explained was that now you all know by now that I understand the flat earth model as a torus field. And in that model, the torus field is spinning. The earth is stationary. The sun is spinning above us and the moon is spinning above us. And I'm not arguing about that with anybody right now. What I'm saying is that in that model, what would happen is that the sun would have to be speeding up in order to stay with the zodiac sign longer. In other words, if it was in Virgo in September and it remained in Virgo, that means it would have had to start moving faster to remain in Virgo, because if it were moving slower the way it normally is supposed to, going back through the zodiac signs backwards, then it would have continued going backwards through the zodiac sign. But it's not. It's staying in. It stayed in Virgo, which means it had to have sped up to stay with the spinning zodiac sign, the constellation. So I know it's hard to wrap your mind around, but especially if you still believe in the heliocentric model. But if you believe in the heliocentric model, you would have to believe that the Earth actually has stopped going around the sun for it to remain in the same zodiacs, across from the same zodiac sign or constellation for that amount of time. So please don't comment in the section, what about the sun, how it disappears over the horizon, and what about star trails? I've explained that so many times. I'm not here to debate that anymore. I'm saying this is not normal. The sun is intensely hot in the winter here in Florida, and it's never been that way. The air is cool outside in March, as it should be. And as you can see, our bridal wreath is blooming. It's always blooming this time of year. I don't know if you can see them. And they bloom until the end of March. So it's not, it isn't about the calendar being off. It's about the sun not being in the place it's supposed to be, and the moon is not in the place it's supposed to be. And we were literally told the sun and the moon would change their circuits in the sky to be aware of these changes when they happen, and that it would feel like time is speeding up. I don't know what to tell you. That's what's happening. Okay, this is getting crazy, my friends. Okay, I told you back.
Okay, so I hated those things that they don't have any controls on them, except for pause and play. There's no backup. And then when it's done, it just starts playing again. That they need to do something with that. But that is really interesting. That is here, even in Virginia, the dogwood, which is our state flower, the dogwood trees are, Greg, come on up, brother. And Anson, you're welcome to come up as well, my man. Any of y'all, the link should be pinned up in the chat.
Yeah.
But here, our dogwood trees, which usually don't bloom until mid to late April, have already bloomed, and it's just barely April, and it's like that's out of the ordinary. Really, some strange shit out of the ordinary. And that's what I'm saying. It's like is this the result of an accumulation of fucking with the 13-month calendar and making it a 12-month calendar? I mean, this is why I'm like, wait a second, man. Easter in March? This is fucking crazy. And I'm trying to remember when Easter in my life, and maybe it had been. I've never been a big Easter person myself, but I always remember it being in the spring, in April. I remember that it was usually pretty nice outside, good spring weather during that time. And here it is, like today, we're at what, April the 5th, going into this night of the 6th. And it's 37 degrees outside, man. It's cold as a well digger's ass in January out there. And that's insane, man. That's insane. So yeah, no, we're not talking about any amateur astronomers at all. In fact, I have some more on this as well.
Who's the
Hello.
guy?
What's going on, Anson?
Anson, huh?
Yeah, not doing too bad, thank you.
I like your little picture. That's pretty cool.
Little spacesuit.
Yeah, it's Tintin, man.
The dog. Oh, it is Tintin. You're right.
Yeah, Tintin
Snowy.
he went to the moon. Tintin on the moon. He went to the moon before the real moon mission in
Snowy.
whenever the book was written in the early 40s. So
Okay.
Hedge was completely up to date with the author was completely up to date with the NASA plans at the time.
So,
all right.
As you can see, they made a little dog spacesuit, but for
Yeah.
snowy.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm not familiar with that cartoon. It must be
I am.
over there
It's a
thing.
series of graphic novels on many. It's actually pretty much quite adult, really.
Well,
The
not
themes,
all
it goes into all sorts of things: science, politics, and yeah,
I'm
he
not.
wrote 2 books on the moon mission before it happened.
So here's
I'm not
I'm going to show you all something here from the skylive.com. I can put the link in here for people too. Dun, dun, dun. And I'm going to bring this up. Let me stop this screen and present this screen and share it. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, let's see if we can make that bigger. Let's put our little clicker over here and go dun, dun, dun. There we go. And so here's the 6th, and it shows the sun. It says map showing the sun in Pisces on April 6th, 2024. Field of view 50 by 30 degrees. This thing has an interactive star map, but this should be over. It shouldn't be in Pisces. It should not be in Pisces. So where's it going to be for the 8th? Let's take a look. Compute position. Dun, 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 dun.
Let me guess. Aries.
Nope. We're still in Pisces. Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm not real familiar with how to work this thing. But yeah, it's going to be in the same. But like she was saying, it's as if the yeah, see, these are starting to line up too. Isn't that crazy? And I'll show you a thing about that I have on here too. It's almost as though the sun has sped up to match to see, because the way it works is the sun, the constellations are going just slightly faster than the sun, and the sun is going just slightly faster than the moon. So every about 28 days or so,
I was right.
It goes into another. Hold on, it goes into another thing. So what happened? Did the sun speed up, or did the sky slow down?
So I was right. So the sun will be indeed in Pisces at the 6th, and by the 8th, it will just have transitioned from Pisces into Aries. So there's no mistake.
I don't know. Is that what it says?
Yeah, that's what I read. So I guess we'll just have to see.
This is really abnormal. And why did it stay in Virgo for so long? That's what I'm saying. This is too long. It's
are you saying just then that it's waiting until the 8th to move into the next house, to that specific day?
I'm saying it would just have transitioned from Pisces into Aries.
On the 8th.
It's moving constantly, but it's not waiting for anything.
Well, but you just said that it should have been there, but it's actually waiting until the 8th to make its move, right?
No.
Google will tell you that it's actually in fucking Aries right now.
No.
Yeah.
It's in Pisces right now. But Aries, it would just have transitioned over by the 8th. So, there you go.
Well, yeah, but if that's the case, that's got to be significant. Why would it wait until the very day of the eclipse to make this move? That's the point.
It's not waiting, it's just how it is.
Why is it? Yeah, but that's an awful big coincidence, man.
Why is there an eclipse on that specific day? Why not the day before or after?
Because that's when it happens.
Exactly.
That's just when it happens.
Exactly. But there's no such thing as a coincidence, is there?
No.
What?
I don't believe so.
Yes,
You're making out that it's like an eclipse every year at that time, but there isn't. This is a one-off event that only happens every few decades, and it happens to be falling into that house, like you said, exactly on that day. And this falls into these crazy events that are happening in the heavens at the moment. You know, it goes beyond coincidence.
For another 21 years.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. We got 2 broods of cicada coming out too.
Dude, I lived in Phoenix in '87. I was 6 years old, and those fucking cicadas came out and like ruined our summer. But it was kind of fun because like we would go out and like hit the baseballs on the field in Phoenix, and like you would hear a crunch.
Oh,
or
yeah,
you, Or you could just take the baseball and like beat up a tree, and like the cicada shells would be there. But I thought it was so freaking weird that like the news was saying this is something we haven't seen in 100 or 200 years. What the hell are you talking about? Like I shit.
Okay,
Phoenix has a shit every year.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Now, these are a little bit different. Now, I remember there was a brood that came out a few years back. I guess about 20 couple years ago. And I'd never seen anything like these things before at all. They just fucking flew all over. They'd fly up and just land on you. And they got these fucking red eyes. I called them devil bugs.
Yes.
I did, because they're black and they got these red eyes. I called them devil bugs. Well, here's the thing, what's happening. Usually there's different cicadas. There's like a 7-year cicada. There's a 13-year cicada. This is 2 huge broods that are coming out of different cicadas that are coming out at the same time. And the last time that this ever happened was in 1806. Now, here's the thing about cicadas. They live in the ground as a nymph. Then they reach adulthood after many, many, many years in some cases, 20 years or more in some cases. They live underground. And they emerge as these bugs. And all they do is ravenously eat and fuck and lay eggs.
Like humans.
Okay. And then the whole cycle starts over again. But while they're out, they're a menacing plague to like crops and anything you're trying. I mean, they're voracious. Yeah. They just eat all kinds of plant life. And this is going to be a real huge one. We had an earthquake today in a very, very unlikely place. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
4.8 magnitude. 4.8. When's the eclipse? 4.8. Okay. In New Jersey, of all fucking places, to have the epicenter.
The Taiwan was like 7.8, right?
Right. But I mean, New Jersey to get a 4.8 quake. Yeah. Now, I guarantee by the magnitude, I mean, a 7 is way more devastating. Absolutely. But what I'm saying, New Jersey, for crying out loud, in New York, it interrupted a UN meeting.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of interesting. But a 4.7, now that has to be, from what I understand, due to some activity along the Madrid Fault that runs down the center of the United States. Now, the last time the new Madrid Fault shifted, I think it was 1811, and this was such a huge earthquake that the Mississippi River ran backwards. Ain't that some crazy shit? You're muted, Greg. I can't hear you.
It ran north?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the Mississippi River ran backwards. This thing was felt all over the place, man. As far up as in New England.
Huh.
It shook shit. And this was a really big, huge, devastating earthquake. There was some other incidents going on in 1811. In 1812 in that area, around that same time. This meteor shower that lasted for like a year, that people were it was just constant, just a bombardment of these meteor showers coming in, just all day, all night. You could count them. And there was another comet that was visible throughout the whole year, just like this devil comet. And it was called Napoleon's comet. Now, have you seen this comet? That this Pons, what's it called? The Pons Brook?
No.
What's it? They calling it the devil comet, but it's called Pons something is the name of it. You can see if I can find
I'll
it.
look it up. Oh, well, you're doing it too.
Let's see.
The Devil's Comet.
May I ask first?
Yeah, Pons Brooks, the Pons Brooks comet.
Hey, Soft, wait, hold on. Who is this Luca? Last time, like, he's been on like a lot, and he's taken a lot of your time. Last time, like, I was on, he finally turned on his video. The last like few seconds that you were on.
Yeah,
like,
I said hi.
Who the hell are you, Luca?
What do you mean? I'm Australian.
Oh, what do you do?
Like
I'm a civil engineering designer. And I call
don't have a job.
Okay, what the hell do you do?
Nothing.
All right. Because when you popped on, it looked like someone who had been kicked in the head by a mule and had googly eyes and chimed in.
Ow.
I had no idea who the hell you were. So please fill us in so you don't waste our time, please.
No longer on the ball says.
I will apologize. I'm sorry.
No longer on the ball says Luca is a Google advocate.
Okay. Is that because I admitted
Please forgive me, Luca.
GPT?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So anyway, this comet, man, it's got I don't know. First thing I thought when I saw that greenish color to it was, behold, I saw a pale horse. Because that's how it's described, as a pale greenish horse.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for sure. One thing's for sure. It won't be a literal dude on a horse flying from the sky. I think we can. That's one thing.
No. I think those are metaphorical.
Yeah, I think so.
Those are metaphorical because
let's hope so.
Horses are always associated with messages, with messengers. Yeah, as well, and we are told these comets are messages. They're messengers from
man, God. That's true. Yeah, and think of Sagittarius. It's the horse with a body, and it's like the messenger person or the archer. It's all links in with the astrotheology, whatever.
So I mean, that was the first thing, but you got to admit, whether there's anything to it or not, you have to admit this is some pretty crazy shit. We got this comet. We've got all these planets are going to be in alignment on the 8th.
Okay.
And that's the speculation that they're going to do the sacrifice of the red heifers to get the ash for the cleansing of the new temple, which can only mean that they're planning on building a new temple. Now, how's that going to take place? There's something there already. So one of two options is going to happen. Something's going to happen to destroy the dome of the rock. And who knows, maybe it'll be an earthquake. Acted by the power of God or by the power of HARP. You can take your choice, but it would be awfully damn convenient.
Yeah, that's it, man. I think of all the things you said, that last one, the earthquake, for me is the most likely to be artificially manufactured.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, man. They use all these crazy, awesome events that are happening, and they use that as a cover to do all their chaotic stuff. But everything that's coming to us from nature is just like beautiful and like full of symbols. But then they're mixing it up with all their horrible fear and stuff, man.
Right.
To try and put us off course, but it's not going to work.
Does it really count if they were genetically modified? I don't know. You know how it is with Jews and the way they wiggle around with the rules and shit. I'm sure they've got something to say about that.
There's gonna be like close to there's gonna be at least 500 earthquakes of magnitude 5 every year. Or something, I don't know.
Yeah. It's it's quite
common.
Exactly, and that's what
I know,
pushes
it's
me
challenging.
toward thinking it's manufactured. Because why would something like that start happening in random places all the time and then not happen for ages? If it was a natural phenomenon, there would be patterns to it, and it would make sense. It wouldn't be as it is, just like, oh, there's an earthquake just for no reason, just appeared in a place that's never had an earthquake. It makes no sense.
Would this be the one in New York?
No,
Yeah,
I'm talking about what is possible to happen. I'm not talking about now this quake in New York. I don't know. Is that a pre-quake? I mean, there was no pre. Usually there's 4 quakes before a big quake. Okay.
Do you know
So hang on, Luca, when I'm talking still, man.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So, I'm looking at that. Is it possible that the New York quake or the New Jersey quake? And what's interesting too is from what I understand, the epicenter was at a place called Lebanon, and just on April 3rd, Israel just bombed Lebanon in the Middle East. So I don't know, man. Coincidence again, maybe, but is it a foreshock that usually accompanies some of these quakes? Usually it's not over. I don't know. We'll see what goes on with it. The timing is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? The way that this is happening with the sky. And like I said, there's shit with the moon that I've never seen before in my life until just recently.
What's happening with the moon?
Yeah, man, I've never seen a smiley face fucking crescent moon until just this last year or so. I looked up and I was like, that's crazy. Somebody tipped the fucking moon over. What is up with that?
Yeah, I saw the moon looking huge.
And wasn't there a lunar eclipse that was supposed to happen just like this last month, and it didn't happen? They were wrong again. So you're muted.
Do you have like evidence for that?
Yeah, somewhere.
That says that they predicted the solar eclipse.
I'm gonna kind of. You're still muted, Greg. You're muted. I can see your mute button. You're muted on here. Hold on.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh,
there you go.
Dude, I was driving home from work, and the freaking moon was to the north, from northeast to northwest. Like, I was driving home. I'm living in Colorado, so I know which way is north. And then in the morning, like, I've been so busy. That shit was way far north when I woke up, and it was way far east. I was like, this is too far north for the moon to be 6:30 or 6:30 in the morning for me to be able to see this shit. Like, it was way so far north. I was like, what in the world?
Maybe it's Mandela. Maybe the sky's getting Mandela affected.
Who knows? Whatever. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Let me look at something here. I think I saved that. Let me see. That's what that.
I mean, yeah.
In Colorado. Okay, so I drove to work across the Cherry Creek Dam, and that's not north-south exactly, but it's pretty close. So I have a chance. You could look this up. Like, you just look up would it be Inglewood? It might even be Denver. But
Inglewood?
It's the Cherry Creek Dam. There's a road that cuts across it at the very top of the dam. It's kind of a cool drive. It's a fun drive to go to and from work. It's very peaceful, but because you can look down in the water and stuff. But like, it's slightly askew from, if I'm driving home from south to north, it's a little askew north. But driving that every freaking day, if I look at the sun or the moon, and I can tell it's way north of that, I'm like, something's off. Cherry Creek Dam.
It's a sweet thing.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, Lisa, Lisa Marie, who's in the chat, she said she's seen the moon in weird fucking places out her back. out the back of her house. I was over to her house today talking to her, and we were talking about all this, and she goes, "Yeah, I saw the moon come up," and she showed me, and I was like, "Yeah, that's really fucking weird. It shouldn't be there at all, especially from where she lives. She should be seeing it, like where I see it come up in the, I see the moon come up over here." And she said she saw it coming up way over here. And I'm like, wait a second. Are we even seeing the same moon? What the fuck? But I don't know. The other night, usually I see it right over the Blue Ridge Mountains about like on a good dark night. I think, where are we at on a moon phase tonight? We're almost should be into a new moon. We're just at a little sliver right now.
Like, yeah, that's what. Yeah,
but this is
like
what you
said,
should
the
see.
New moon, the new moon is required for a solar eclipse. So, yeah.
See, this
Like
is
you
what
said.
gets me about the eclipse. This is what blows me away. All right, let me just bring this up. Okay. You would see the moon. You wouldn't see just a black circle. Why would you only see a black circle? No features on it or anything. No moon features. Why would you not see any of that?
I don't think it's the moon, man.
I don't either. I don't think it is either. It says the sky wouldn't go dark because the sun is behind the moon and would still light up the sky, right? Just because there's a shadow being cast on a certain portion, why would it darken the entire?
Think about it. How would it even work with, like, it would have to kind of pass right in front of the sun somehow and slot straight over it so that the light didn't come around the edges. It just doesn't, like, I don't get the feeling that would work, like, from the visuals.
And why wouldn't at least some of the light from the earth reflecting back? And nobody can tell me the earth doesn't reflect light, because how the hell do they get these pictures of it from space with the sun shining on it if it wasn't reflecting?
Man, the shadows wouldn't reflect correctly. If this was our view, that moon would go from left to right. Yet all the crap that they show online is like, it's left from right, looking the opposite way. Like, what in the hell? How the hell?
Something's really weird with this thing. And incidentally, I got to tell you all about this now. I was making plans to go to Ohio. I had plans, everything all set to go to Ohio to be there for the eclipse, right? And I woke up yesterday at exactly 11:11, and the first thought in my head was, don't go. So I canceled. I'm not going. I'm going to be in 85% totality here. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I don't need, I think that now it maybe nothing at all will happen, but what I'm more concerned with is the people being all crazy and shit. Okay.
Yeah, man. You got to get there as well, remember?
Right.
Get back.
Right.
Yeah,
and if it was just me, it wouldn't be a problem. But got my wife, I got my animals back here in Virginia I got to worry about, and I being disconnected if something did come about. But I'm going to see what I can from here. I think we're 85% totality. Let me see if I got a little chart I think I had last night. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, so depending on where you're at, I'm going to be here. I'm right. There's Lynchburg. I'm right here in this valley right here. Right here in this little valley. So that's going to put me at, what's that line say? Between 85 and 90% totality, I'll be able to see. So cool. Where are you at, Greg? You're in Colorado, ain't you?
I'm south of Denver.
Okay, so let's see. Denver, you're going to get to see
Just
See
a
what-
little bit south, like
Yeah, just a little bit. You're only going to get to see about between 20 and 25%.
yeah. But me and my family at the time, we saw some cool shit in
Sure,
the
sure.
17 or 18. Which one was he? I don't remember. It's not that big of a deal to me
17 it was,
because it's so
2017.
covered on YouTube and social media.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Who the fuck cares? It's not going
But
to.
see, here's the thing: this New Madrid fault runs right up along here, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen any of these projected maps of the United States by 2030, but it shows water all up in that area, and I'm thinking, whoa, hold on a second.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I'm just saying it was my gut told me don't go. And I woke up and looked over at the clock. It was 11:11 and my first thought was don't go. And it was like it wasn't even my thought. And I went, yeah. And so when I vacillated on that, I felt almost like relief, like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Good.
Yeah.
You-
So
you-
I don't
you're
know.
gonna-
And now maybe nothing will happen. Maybe that's just for me. Maybe that's just for me
Yeah,
that
maybe it saved your life.
something would
Yeah.
have happened. And I've learned to trust my gut over the years. So fuck it. You know, that's the way I'm going with it.
You'll see plenty of that shit
I'll
on
see plenty of it from here, you know.
Someone else will suffer through
unless it's like a buffet, then I cannot trust my gut at all.
Oh my God, Lucas, shut up.
Well, you get a little bit of everything. That's how
All
I
right,
am.
I'm gonna leave.
Buffet. I walk away from the first time going through the line. I'll walk away and I go, Jesus Christ, look at all this shit. Because I'm like, oh, I like that stuff. I like that stuff. And then you sit down and you get something you really like and you wish you would have just got more of that and not any of this other stuff that you didn't really like. So yeah, I know. Buffets kind of piss me off.
I'm taking off. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, take it easy, Greg.
See you, Anson. See you. Okay.
Greg.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So that's some crazy shit that I'm seeing about that. I don't know, man. All these emergency alerts and all this other. Now these military choppers, 70 military choppers going to. Why are they going? And they're going where? To Philadelphia? Why would they go to Philadelphia?
Well, the only reason that they would put people in fear and make a fuss about it is if it's a good thing and people should be taking notice of it, because as we know, everything's reversed, you know, so it kind of follows that no one's really got anything to worry about, because, you know, unless they all go crazy and start, you know, turning on each other, which is of course what the system wants people to do.
Oh, we know that. We know that's what they're after, man. We know that. They would love nothing more than to spark a civil war. Order out of chaos. That's their motto, right?
Yeah. But again, as well, it's this kind of thing of like simplifying it to thinking, oh, you know, there'll be this, when the actual eclipse happens, there'll be some like crazy big like event that will happen, when I really think it's more to do with the whole period of time around the 8th and a kind of build up of energy sort of thing around the celestial bodies. It's, you know what I mean? And that's maybe why they're already gearing up themselves to kind of around the event, you know.
It's just a military exercise.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
To tell people not to
There's
worry,
nothing to see here. We already know that you trust your overlords severely. You trust your overlords. You have unwarranted trust in authoritative institutions because you've been brainwashed that way, Luca. You don't question anything. You just go by what an authoritative source tells you. That's how you work. There's
a few factors in play here. They're sending 3 rockets at the eclipse. Yep. There's the unusual kind of movements in the heavens that you talked about. So we know there's stuff going on. So my guess is they're out there surveying, trying to pick up information, and this is what they do. They're trying to increase their knowledge because they know knowledge is power. And how do they get that? By going out there, making sure we're not learning from these events or making observations, and going up there and trying to and doing their experiments, man.
I hear lots of
But guess what they named it. Guess what it's named?
What?
Apop. Apophis. You know who Apophis is?
No.
Apophis eats Ra. He's Ra's nemesis, the sun, Ra, and he swallows the sun every night. He creates darkness.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? Why they always got it? Why they always got to be naming these fucking things after these?
That's actually a perfect name to call an eclipse. So yeah.
I mean, well, for the rockets aren't causing the eclipse.
Oh,
I know it damn sure ain't the moon. It ain't the moon either.
Saying? I thought the eclipse got that name. So
no,
what got the name?
No, the rockets. Exercise. The rockets that NASA's sending up. They're shooting them off right here from Virginia, so I may see them out and going up.
And what? They're the ones called Apophis.
Yeah.
And what's their explanation for sending the rockets up? What's their excuse for it?
Study the upper atmosphere when it's plunged into sudden darkness.
Right. So again, they're giving you a semi-truth. They are up there doing stuff, but not what they're telling you they're doing.
Right.
No, it makes sense though.
No, it doesn't. Fucking nighttime every day. Every day nighttime comes. You can't tell the difference between when the sun's on the atmosphere and when it's not. That ain't what they're fucking studying. It's a lie. You can't even tell a lie from these fucking people.
A solar eclipse doesn't happen every day, so.
Added to which, you wouldn't use a rocket to take observations. You would send up a drone or a plane or something. So it's like completely unbelievable.
Why don't they have why don't they just use one of their satellites?
Yeah, they just send up a satelloon. That'd be a much, much better idea. And I'm sure that's what they're using at the moment to do all their analysis.
They should position the space station so that it's in a perfect spot for it. Well, right? See, you won't see nothing from the ISS, and if you do, it'll be faker and shit. Because
oh, look at me! I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
Y'all like that one? Yeah. I knew you would. Hang on, I'm going to look over here and see what they're talking about. Maybe on X they have some shit going on. Oh man, this ain't going to make me do it again. Oh. There we go. There. Watch, it'll say, we got to check and see if you're a human. Christ almighty. It's going to take a week for any of it to fucking load up. Let me see here. What's this guy got? Oh, this is interesting. Let's see what this guy's got. A P1000. Hold on a minute.
Already? Nikon P1000. Oh, look at that. And to think this is 450,000 miles away.
250.
Strange, huh? Look at that zoom, man. That's crazy. But I'm going to be going so many places, like to the Chicago skyline, all those places that I've seen these videos with these P1000s, P900s. And I'm going to do the same thing and recreate these videos for everybody. I've got my little sky tracker coming in. This will be a lot, more still, and it'll actually track everything the way it's supposed to. So just wanted to show y'all, give y'all a little glimpse of it.
So
see what we got.
Interesting.
Now, how can you zoom in that much on something that's supposedly that far away? I don't. That's what I'm saying, man. It's bullshit.
How much do those cameras cost?
Oh, I don't know. I was just gonna look into that. Hold on a second. Let's see what happens. Oh, you know what? Let's go to probably through them. Oh, I know. Wait. Amazon. Oh, wait. I gotta make sure. Hang on a second. If I'm gonna do it here, I gotta do it. Hang on 1 second. I gotta change my VPN. There we go.
This is why they hold the technology back, man, to stop people seeing these things.
Let me see what happens. Go to there and let me put in. See if I can get one.
Yeah, I have this. Yeah, maybe you can.
Okay, you can get the P900
Yeah.
for. Hang on.
Like, you can access that site whenever.
What happened? No featured offers. $419.
Woo! That's
Which
pretty
ain't bad.
expensive.
Let's see. 900 super zoom.
Wow. 900 times zoom, huh?
1499.97.
I have to go. See ya.
Yeah, right. It's an expensive camera.
Yeah, but then think about 10 years ago and how much it would have cost back then.
Megapixel. That one right there is the super zoom. Let's see. They got a Coolpix 950. Wonder why this one don't come up. Oh, there it is. That one's got it's an 83x optical zoom. Let's see. So how's that differ from the other one? I don't know. I'm going to start looking into it. Maybe I can get one. I'd like to have one. That's for sure. Where'd Luca go? He got upset that he couldn't be trolling. Awesome. No. What was I going to look for? Oh, over here. Right. So did you guys see where the Statue of Liberty got hit by lightning?
No, man.
Yeah. Let me show you this.
God, there's so much stuff going on. It's just constant.
This was during the storm Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's an awesome picture, man.
And it's like some very prophetic shit, too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Statue of Liberty getting hit by lightning, devil comet coming through, fucking skies messing up on us.
Speaking of weather, have you heard about this? Statue of Liberty in New York hit by a big lightning bolt on Wednesday. According to the photographer that took this photo, the photos were taken about 6 p.m. Eastern time yesterday from Liberty State Park in New Jersey. Powerful thunderstorm knocked out power to thousands in North New Jersey. Wind gusts reached up to 50 miles an hour during that storm. It's unclear if the Statue of Liberty sustained any major damage. Speaking of weather, have you heard about this? Statue of Liberty in New York.
So, Statue of Liberty gets hit by lightning on Wednesday. Have an earthquake of 4.8 today. Yeah. Got the eclipse coming through on the 4.8. Man, this is some crazy shit, man. This really is.
Yeah, but I don't think the weather is like happening naturally. I think that's been done by them. Now, whether that's done to fit in with prophecy, or whether it's just done anyway and it kind of fits in anyway, I don't know. But I personally, I can't see those events happening just like because it's prophecy. I think there's someone's hand is involved in it. All this, even that electricity, man. Probably it's only happening now because it's because of the geoengineering. That's what I reckon.
You know, I wonder, you know, and you know that HARP, that shit, that's old. That's old. That's old
yeah.
stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know that whatever they've got now is like a million times better. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm saying?
I watched their progress on a daily basis with the chemtrails and that. I've seen them increase their like, you know, before they'd have loads of planes coming over. Now they just have a few. They give off 4 really thick trails, thicker than they used to be, and they're incredibly effective. Within 20 minutes, the entire sky is clouded over.
Man, there's
Yeah.
so much crazy shit in the sky. Here's something. Check this out. What's going on? No longer on the ball?
I'm just sitting here listening in, being cynical, and just thinking all of this hype. It's just, I don't know. My prediction is, I guess everybody deserves a prediction. My prediction is it's going to be another day. Yeah, maybe the moon or something, whatever happens, you know, gets in front of the sun.
I don't think it's
Makes
the
it dark
moon.
for a little bit, for 4 minutes or whatever. But other than that, it's going to be a normal day. So, yeah, there's a lot of hype going on. Rockets going up from NASA, our Nazi satanic cult.
CERN's firing up.
Yeah. you know, bugs coming out of the ground, whatever. It's just ridiculous.
Definitely interesting times.
What I found was interesting, and I haven't heard anybody talking about it, but I see you've got FE Nation in the chat in the chat room right now, or in the listening in. So the night of the lunar eclipse, just a week ago.
Yeah.
Did you see Jack? Did you even try to see it?
We were clouded over here. I didn't see anything.
Okay, so he filmed it and live streamed it. He used his phone to live stream, and he had his P900 out, and so he was live streaming and showing his camera screen, LCD screen, and showing the moon. I got a great picture of it, video of it. I don't know if he's going to put it up on his channel or something, but everybody in the chat, right? Different time zones and such. We're all waiting for the moon to get eclipsed. There wasn't even the slightest change.
That's what I heard. Now, Luca was up here saying, do you have any documentation of that? And I says, yeah, I did. And then the conversation went somewhere else, but that would have been good to know at that time. Yeah, FE Nation, I guess. Yeah, he's always filming the moon all the time.
Yeah, so I hope he puts it up so we'll have this documentation, because he was recording it.
Yes,
probably is a pain in the ass to get it all uploaded and everything, but that would be awesome. But yeah. I definitely I looked up the date and time, whatever.com, and figured out where how much of the moon I wouldn't see, and what time the maximum was for. Yeah, he just says he can. Good, thank you. But yeah, I looked it up, and it says, okay, it's going to be maximum at this exact time, and I stayed up till midnight or whatever, and FE was still up when it was midnight my time, which means it was probably 2 a.m. his time. And way past any eclipse time for him, and it came into the time to eclipse for me if we're here in California. And it was nothing, and I could see it clear. It was clear as could be.
How come they're not talking about that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? These Globers, why aren't they talking about their predicted lunar eclipse? What the fuck? It didn't happen. What happened?
Yeah. So Carl told FE Nation, said that Karen B said, "Oh, it's gonna be hardly noticeable." And it's like, okay, hardly noticeable is something, but not even a slightest inkling is another thing. And I just want to be a troll and say, come on, Globers, what does this mean for your ball if your freaking eclipse doesn't happen when your little globular module says it would?
Yep.
But no, it just breezed by.
FE Nation said 3 a.m. He's saying 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, wow, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Why didn't it happen? What happened to your guys' perfect globe model that predicts everything in their dog? You know, they say that doesn't work on a flat Earth. Well, guess what doesn't work on a globe Earth? Your lunar eclipse.
Right.
It failed.
Failed badly.
So I just figured maybe the Earth is flat because it didn't have a lunar eclipse and the globe model said it would. So I lost all faith in the globe model now. so I thought that was pretty interesting, and considering the solar eclipse is coming up, and I'm sure it'll happen, but
we'll definitely have to ask him about that. What if this one doesn't happen? What if this eclipse doesn't happen?
I don't know. Probably those freaking 3 missiles from NASA will come start landing all over at strategic places across the United States and blow holes in some major cities, because they are terrorists who have plans of how to kill people for cheap, literally, in their plans. I've showed you the document on that.
Yeah, so it blows a hole in their narrative. We need to keep pumping on them on it.
Yeah. And of course, you Google around, you look around for all of this great news, and they just say, oh yeah, it happened at this time and that time. Not a flippin' single picture. You'll see pictures of lunar eclipses from other years. It's just totally got breezed by, ignored.
Yeah. Look at this crazy shit. Somebody filmed this in the sky. There's more of their craziness, man. Look at those clouds even. Man, does that look like some kind of a signal to you?
Never seen that before? I've never seen
What
that.
the hell?
Just as we got the pride blanket out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Double rainbow. It's for pride. Double rainbow.
That is amazing.
The gays or something now.
I've never seen that in my life.
Maybe it's another Challenger explosion.
Yeah, right. It looks almost like that. We lost Anson. I saw him go back. There's Stinky Cash. What's happening, bro? Biblical end times are among us, or biblical beginning times. I prefer to look at it that way. I want to be more of the glass half full guy. That's why I say the beginning is near.
Yeah.
Who's this upside down?
Hi guys.
Hey, Eden.
Up, Eden.
I was on the live stream last night where this one gentleman mentioned that he believes he saw or he knows people that have a nuclear device, and he claims that it's going to be released in Chicago, which will start some events. It was pretty interesting to hear him talk last night.
What they're going to release? What
he was stating that this was on Matters Now. He stated that he met someone, or he knew some engineers that had a nuclear device that was planned to be detonated in Chicago, that would trigger a response from Moscow, because apparently he claims that the bomb attack in Chicago will be blamed on Russia. It's pretty interesting to hear him say that.
Oh yeah, that's conspiracies happened before, back with Hillary Clinton and the Super Bowl in Texas or some crap was supposed to be a nuclear bomb. Fortunately for us, though, the only thing that survives a nuclear bomb is cameras. And cockroaches. Yeah, so we'll get a good video of it. It'll be live streaming, and it won't affect the camera at all. Everything else will get blown up. We've seen that in historical, documentary.
Well, luckily they probably don't even exist anyway. Nuclear bombs. So
yeah, I've heard that.
They got big bombs though. Don't mistake that Moab, the fuel air bomb. That's a son of a bitch. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I believe they got some big ones.
Yeah, that thing will suck your guts right out through your mouth and shit from the pressure wave of the oxygen intake. Just a huge fuel burst in the air. Oh.
Yeah, I think partly the point of the nuclear bomb was just to kind of link in with their science paradigm of everything being like atoms and their whole kind of thing.
Even that psycho bastard going, yeah, I have become death. His little dramatic speech that he had to give about that. Now, this is kind of crazy. This looks like this. Just judging, I don't know. It could be San Diego, but it looks more like Norfolk to me. But we'll see what y'all think. This guy's.
What does it mean when the American flag is flying upside down on a Navy ship?
So beautiful as you lie there as a princess who rests in peace, knowing that her guard will keep her safe. There is danger lurking to take you away.
It means one of two things. That there's either a retarded sailor put up the flag, or they're in distress.
Wow. Yeah, I remember they take the flag pretty serious.
An upside down flag meaning. Conclude. Let's see. American flag is both a symbol of patriotism as well. According to upside down version, could be considered a peaceful form of protest. It represents a country is in distress and heading the wrong direction. I couldn't agree more with that one. I couldn't imagine that our military would be doing anything in rebellion against the perverts that run this country.
Oh, if they did though, that would be fantastic.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
I would be showing my support for them.
What about the prospect of all these illegals they've been busting everywhere, that they all just bust loose on a certain day and time or after a certain event happens? I mean, our own Supreme Court deemed it unconstitutional to deny illegal aliens a purchase of a firearm.
Yeah, some bullshit.
What?
I hate them. They're a bunch of terrorists right there, is what that means to you.
Oh my God.
That means our country is taken over by terrorists.
The El Dorado Coastal Preserve for the Eclipse. Cool.
So stay armed.
Yeah. Stay strapped or get clapped. That's what I say,
right.
man.
Yeah, the thing is, though, are they capable of affirmative action?
What do you mean?
Well, these people you're talking about, there might be a threat. Are they even capable of affirmative action?
I'm sure that they would probably have been given targets, but I would say that their main goal would be just out and out mayhem.
Right, I got you. Yeah.
It fits in line with the Abdo Ko mantra,
Yeah, like the stealing from the supermarkets and getting away with it stuff. All that was going on, people going into shops and just like looting stuff. Yeah,
I think they're looking for to be able to declare a state of emergency / martial law.
But Flat Earth's getting out big time. Here's Mike Tyson. Check this out.
Imagine we live on a flat fucking world. All this time we thought we lived on a round planet, huh? We have no fucking evidence to believe that we're on a round planet, only but people telling us, but we really don't know where we came from, who the fuck is our purpose here.
It's fucking insane. Fuck my whole brain up. Right? Y'all just got me going in so many directions right there.
Guys, there are so many facts that it's flat. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Okay, guys, you don't even know. How do you know? Because did you know? Oh, no, I'm not even going to say it because I'm probably going to be shut down on Instagram or something.
So all the astronauts are just actors. Actronauts.
Have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Imagine we live on a flat fucking world. All this time we thought we lived on a round planet, huh?
So that's what I'm saying, man. Mike Tyson coming out and saying shit. There's other people coming out and saying shit.
And look how pleased he looked as well saying that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, I don't care, man. Like, I'm going to tell the truth, and like, I'm enjoying it. You know, totally the opposite to when you see these guys lying. They're all like shifty, and their eyes are down. He was just like, yeah, this is what I think, and like, I'm genuine. You know.
Yeah, great point. You can usually tell when someone's lying if there's a mismatch in between their eyes and their smile.
Yeah, stuff like that, man.
Yeah. I agree with you.
So now it's saying this was 12 hours ago. Originally, that earthquake was reported at a 5.5. They downgraded it to a 4.8. Crazy. Oh, is this? Oh, is that the lightning strike? Oh, this is even better. This is an even better one of the lightning strike on that Statue of Liberty. You guys are going to love this. Watch this shit. I love high-speed camera footage of shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
And what's that thunder echoing off of, man? Come on, y'all. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen that video? I'll have to find his name. He shows that basically the sound of somebody inside of a nuclear power plant that never got commissioned, and they were inside of the cooling tower. They just go walk in there.
Yeah.
When they were popping balloons.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I think I have that.
Yeah, I might be able to find it too here.
Let me see. I think I have that downloaded. Let me see. That could be. Let me see if I got it. I probably renamed it if I do. No. Shit. That's going to be in. Oh, I know where to find it. Maybe. Got to open that. Ah, there we go. Wait. Yeah, there we go. And we go into here. I'm going to go to there. Let me close that down. All right. So now I got that open. Let's see. Oh, I knew I have it somewhere. Wait. Is that it? No. Damn it. I have it somewhere, but I haven't moved it to the appropriate thing, and it has a stupid file name, so I don't know what the file name is. It's going to piss me off. Wait. Let me go back.
Sovereign, I'd love to show you guys something when you get a moment. No rush.
Yeah. Go ahead whenever you're ready, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I've shared my screen if you want to pop it up there.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Thank you, guys. Has anyone shared the similarities between our eye and biblical cosmology?
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's going to be a debate tomorrow, or at least a discussion between Flatzoid and Ozian regarding biblical cosmology tomorrow as well.
Amazing. I hope I'm there.
That out. Yeah.
So if you look at our eye, I've been asking people, agnostic, the interesting thing is the atheists and agnostics don't seem to see the similarity for some reason. But if you look closely, you can look, our eye has the sclera, which could be the ice wall. And our iris is a flat ring shaped membrane, which comes in primarily three colors, green, brown, and blue for the grass, the earth, and the water. And it's got the black pupil. I believe that represents the black magnetic mountain in the North Pole. And it also represents us, the center of God's creation. And we've got the firmament as the cornea. Our tears are salty like the ocean. And when we blink, that could represent the evening. And we've got the two eyes. So I think that's the sun and the moon. go around the nose, which is in the center of our face. And I believe the nose represents the North Pole Magnetic Mountain in the center of the flat plane as well. And our hairline, our beard is the ice wall on our face. And I'm not sure if you guys heard, but I remember watching a Jaren live stream, and he was recounting tales of the North Pole, and they mentioned that there were 2 water vortices that seemed to change direction. So it came to me, I was like, oh, that seems like as if the Earth is breathing in and out. So that could be the explanation of the tidal flux. So Earth breathing in and out.
Well, I found a vortex.
Yeah,
on the
Monte
on
Urbano.
the Urbano Monte map. Yeah, it's actually listed as a as a virago.
Yeah. So maybe there could be maybe 3 vortices around the flat plane, 2 for the nostril, 1 for the mouth, but there could be more. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. And I've noticed, I'll ask people, would you sell both your eyes for $10,000? And the highest value I've gotten so far, $100 billion. People still refuse $100 billion to sell both their eyes. So it seems that it's that important to them that they would literally pass up $100 billion.
I wouldn't sell my little finger for $100 million.
No,
right?
In fact, I wouldn't even want $100 million in the first place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How long would you live, right?
So thank you for letting me share that with
you
you guys.
What's the point? You know, there's no point in having that much money after you've got like $1 million. It's just, you know, you've already got everything you need. You know,
once you have everything, if you have everything you need, you're good to go anyways.
Yeah, and those luxuries they talk about, really, I think they're completely overrated. Like, is it really that much fun sitting in a private jet? It's just a moving vehicle at the end of the day.
Yeah, well stated. Some people prefer being out in nature.
Yeah.
Nature provides such a scenic and soothing.
Yeah, well, lots of people have to work and get money just for the privilege of being able to go somewhere where they can actually sit there and enjoy nature. They make all that money just to be able to sit in a deck chair and outside a villa, enjoying nature, which, you know, so that's what they're paying for. That's that sun and beautiful setting.
Yeah, that's true.
But of course, now they're taxing the sun here, so we don't even have that.
Yeah, imagine if our world leaders actually cared for us and we could all travel all these different places and we wouldn't have people gatekeeping. They would allow us to see the natural wonders of this world. They would encourage it. They would say, come to the North Pole, come to the South Pole.
It'd be incredible. We'd all be sailing around on these fantastic ships, just visiting countries. And I'm sure that's what they used to do. And in each port, there would just be the most incredible stuff going on, you know? And they'd be exchanging knowledge and different goods and like crafts.
Absolutely.
All this stuff, man.
I think it would be huge for the economy. Now that you make it that way.
Yeah.
You explained it that way. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people would want to travel more. They would want to see the North Pole that was off limits and in the South, and maybe all these other islands that are still out there uncharted or unmapped or off limits.
Yeah, I found that.
You know, I think praying for the leaders helps as well. This is going to sound odd, but it might be a coincidence. But I remember I was with my friends one day and we were talking about the world leaders, and they were so negative in the conversation. I kind of felt a little depressed, so I decided to leave, and I went home and I was laying down on my couch and I was just imagining planting a seed of the world leader. Like, I was just imagining in my head, like myself planting a seed of peace in his mind. And I remember, like, literally, it wasn't too much longer that Donald Trump was talking to North Korea. I was like, I don't know. It was just really, I doubt that I actually had that sort of, but I do think prayer helps. And I think, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree with you, man. I totally agree with you. And the thing is, if say the leaders are corrupt and evil, that's even more reason to pray for them.
Yeah, well stated.
Here's that. I found that balloon popping in a cooling tower.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that sounded like thunder.
It sure does. It sure does.
I shared a video of it too with it was on Flat Out Truth channel. And it's called Thunderdome, and it shows that basically, but they do it several times and then compare it to actual lightning and stuff like that. I don't know if you want to play it, but I dropped it in the private chat.
Very nice.
And if you do, skip in to about 1:30 in and just skip the intro and stuff.
Hang on, let me move this over here.
But yeah, that's a trip. And it's like, it's kind of unmistakable that, it's reflecting off of something hard.
Logical.
Yeah, so pop in about 1:30 in there.
The truth. I like Terry's. I like Terry's.
This is awesome.
That's amazing. I love that shot. We're inside a cooling tower at the Satsop nuclear power facility, which never went online. This is where the steam that's produced by the facility would be released and cool as it goes up. Because of the shape of the surfaces and because they're hard and reflective, we get an echo, a very severe echo. We're still trying to understand it ourselves. This is the first time I've ever experienced anything like this. Hey! 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 Everybody calm down. This is not fun. When you make a sound and a surface is far enough away that it returns that sound to you such that you hear it as a distinct occurrence. You hear it as a separate event. Hey! It's amazing.
At 1, but basketball at 4. Yo! Yo! That sounds insane. Echo! What the f? Right, balloons. Let's do it. Three, 2, 1. That sounds
Yeah, it's so badass.
Sounded like wings.
That shit's identical.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that is so awesome.
Man,
Yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I was just gonna say, listening to that reminds me of how sometimes the thunder and lightning can put the fear of God right into someone's mind.
Oh, shit, bro.
Imagine being out in the field in the middle of a thunderstorm. I know the story goes, Martin Luther, who was one of the head of the Reformation in Germany, who who posted the 95 Thesis on the church.
Uh-huh.
The story goes is he was in a field one day and there was an extreme thunderstorm. So he prayed to God. He said, or I believe one of the saints, if he would survive, that he'd become a monk. Did you guys hear that story?
No.
No? Oh yeah, Martin Luther from Germany.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's the one that put his protest on the wall of the church, on the door of the church. Yeah.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah, I didn't know that part of it. I knew that he was on to the whole on the Jews and their lies. No shit, right? Listen, I've been looking into a lot of this stuff. Yeah, have you looked into any of the documentation, like the report that Pilate gave to Tiberius regarding Jesus?
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't.
wow. Pretty interesting. And even the stuff that happened with Caiaphas afterwards.
So all outside of the Bible, lots of evidence for Jesus.
Yeah,
What's
one
that?
thing about the Romans, they were very good at recording information, anything practical and to do with, that kind of side of things. They were expert. So in that respect, I trust their documentation.
Yeah.
Unless they had a specific reason to lie, which I don't see really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get the idea that how there was a lot of manipulation by Caiaphas and the Pharisees to do this. And Pilate really didn't want anything to have to do with it at all. He was like, no, man, look,
Well,
he's
the story.
I don't
The story.
see anything wrong.
Story itself says that he left it in the hands of the people, and that they said to crucify Barabbas. I mean, to crucify Jesus instead of Barabbas.
Yeah, they were. They'd been already worked up and coerced by the Pharisees prior to that presentation. So yeah, it was like talk about a kangaroo court. I mean, holy shit, rigged jury. But yeah, I mean, it was the shit that befell Caiaphas, as well as I think it was Pilate's wife even fell to her knees in front of Pilate and said, "Do not do this." She goes, "I had a dream about this dude, man. It's not going to be good. Don't do it. You don't want to have anything to do with this."
Yeah, but that just goes to show how powerful the Pharisees must have been.
Well, they had an edge. Look, they had an edge. They already knew Pilate was understaffed. Pilate had already petitioned to the governor in Syria for reinforcements so that he could have more troops. He didn't have very many troops. And this was a very contentious period with a very contentious people who already resented the Romans bad enough. And all they needed was just one little outbreak of rebellion, and it could spell the end of their occupation there. So he had to really placate these fucking people. That's how they held their power. It was kind of like, you better give us what we want or we'll throw a fit. And you're not equipped to handle a fit.
Yeah, and it makes sense that Jesus was sent at that precise time in history.
Yeah.
Rather than before or after.
And listen, what he did is if you look, Jesus brought God to the common man. You see, if you were afflicted with anything, blindness, leprosy,
paralysis,
lameness, anything like that, you were considered unclean.
Yeah.
You were not allowed to go to temple. And in fact, they're how do I put it? They're almost fanatical about the shits to the point where they had elevated walkways for the priests so that they didn't have to walk amongst the people and be touching them and become unclean themselves. I mean, this is really what happened. And this guy, he comes along and he's like, you don't need these clowns. You can worship God. Look, you don't need these clowns. And really upset the power dynamic, because with the occupation of Rome, who's the next most powerful is going to be in that area, the religious leader. You see, that's who the people are listening to. And so you kind of need him as a liaison to the people.
Yeah, and he told us not to be like these clowns either, because remember the story of the Good Samaritan?
Yep.
The leader was the first one to pass, and he knew best of all, or he should have known best of all.
Well, and it's like, you know, these people are like, the people who need God the most are being forbidden, or so they think, from seeking out God and going to the temple. And here's this guy going, look, all they're doing in there is each one of them trying to impress each other with their prayers. This one trying to pray louder and more pious than this one, and everybody arguing over every little dot and every little tittle in these writings. And he's like, I'm just going to bring it home to you. Here we go. All right. And that really upset the power balance. Because now these people are like, wait, it was almost the same as how the Reformation changed Christianity from the power of Rome. It was almost that same thing, brought God back into the hands of the common man.
Yeah, broke the bondage.
Yes.
Because for 1,000, I heard from another point of view, there was women who were literally stuck in prostitution because they were told a lie that forgiveness cost X amount of dollars, and which at that time was practically a year's salary. So most women, logically, it didn't make sense for them to give up an entire year's salary, so they would just remain in bondage and prostitution, all based on a lie that you had to pay the church. So thank goodness God gave the word to us all, and people.
And the courage of these men.
Yes.
To, at the expense of their lives. Wow. Tyndale, for instance, burned at the stake with a copy of his Bible.
Yeah. Did you hear what they did to him? His grave afterwards?
No, I didn't.
They were so, if I'm not mistaken, I was on Dr. SJ's channel with some other non-believers, and one of them mentioned that he researched it, and they said they were so angry, the Roman Catholic Church, they were so angry at Tyndale that they later dug up his grave and blew up his remains.
God.
I have to verify this, but yes, they were very angry at Tyndale. But wow, some people think he was the father of the English language. He helped standardize English.
Well, it was what, 1590? What year was that he came out with that Bible? 15 something.
It must have been, yeah. The Geneva I have is a 1560 version. So it must have been around that period. I can double check here.
So yeah, that's there's too much coincidence around a lot of that that we're seeing. The signs in the heavens and in the earth. I mean, we're definitely seeing. No, that was King James.
1611.
1611 was King James. Now in 1610, the Catholics put out this Bible where they actually used the word globe in it.
Yeah, that was 1 year prior to the completion of the KJV, and they knew that the KJV was going to be released, so they had to flood the market.
Yeah. Copyright wars. It's almost like these competitors in business. Holy shit.
Yeah, patents, race to the patents or copyrights, and then
the English crown still holds a copyright on the King James Bible.
Interesting.
Yeah.
1610 was the start of the Gregorian calendar, I think, too.
Yeah. Good old Pope Gregory. And there again, it's like, do you remember Easter being in March when you were ever when you were a kid?
Oh, really?
I mean, I lived in Michigan. I can remember it was usually warm enough that we'd hide eggs outside. And it was springtime and people would go to church in their new spring outfit and shit. And this year, it's everybody out there wearing parkas looking for Easter eggs in the snow and shit. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Time is very interesting. Some people think time is the center of our existence in society.
Well, that's the whole thing we were talking about, is that it seems to be speeding up. It's like I was saying, my wife's even noticed the same route that she takes all the time for the last 20 some years to Harrisonburg, going the same speeds. The traffic hasn't increased or anything. There's nothing like that. But it takes her 5 minutes longer now. Or 10, yeah, what was it? 10 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes longer. It's like, wait. Why is it now taking 5 minutes longer? Going the same speed, same distance. Are the clocks actually going faster? How would we know? If seconds and everything sped up, how would we fucking know?
Yeah, have you got the definition of 1 second is very interesting.
Yeah, there's no it's not a naturally occurring time cycle.
Yeah.
It's not really even based on anything.
And in the Bible, the third word in the Bible is beginning, which is linked to time. So in the beginning, it's pretty interesting how time is right there.
Yeah.
And it's in logical order, because if we had space and matter, when would it be there? So you have to have time first. It's amazing how it was either revealed to them or they were just incredibly bright enough to logically get it correct. Sorry, were you going to say something?
Yeah, or maybe just bright compared with us nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
So really, they were normal. That's the way I see it. Like we went from normality to stupidity, but then made to believe that we were like even really less advanced.
Oh, well stated.
But I don't know, man.
No. I think you're right. I agree with you.
But then again, it's complicated because there's different types of intelligence as well. You can be clever in one way, but totally, like now we don't have any connection to the realm, to the earth anymore, but we're very sophisticated in other aspects.
Yeah, you raise a great point. Like, we are intelligent in some aspects. Like, have you seen the memory games that they do these days, where they'll have to, I think they get like 10 minutes, 5 minutes to memorize random numbers.
Yeah,
it's incredible that the numbers that they can memorize these days. But yeah, you're right. I don't think we're taught how to access and use our mind to the fullest.
I think we've learned to be very good at like multitasking and doing things much faster. Through like technology and just the speeding up process of life generally. But in terms of deeper thought and like maybe more like analytical thinking, we've been stunted a bit.
Absolutely. Our critical thinking is not being explored or taught. And now we live in an age where literally people are going against their God-given senses. They attack their own senses. And they hand their senses over to men who lie and do worse for money.
Yeah, and I think science generally as a subject has been like, it puts a lot of people off. The way it's all about just particular types of mathematics now, and it's taken the kind of, through what they've done to science, it's taken like the magic out of it. It's just sort of become about formulae and stuff. So. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, they've just taken it into a bunch of theoretical mathematical bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, compared to that experiment you just showed where they actually went out there with the balloons, that's the kind of thing that really inspires me. When you can see and hear it in real time and make those connections, that's so much more real than their like software and stuff.
Yeah, cartoons.
Cartoons, yeah.
It does feel like it's speeding up, don't it? Crunchy bee. This is interesting. It said, be careful, a devastating earthquake is long overdue on the New Madrid fault line. Last time it happened, it was 1811, right after a total solar eclipse, which had its path of totality on the fault line. Same thing is going to happen in 8th of April. Quakes will follow after that, following weeks and months. Solar eclipses tend to increase tidal stresses, which affect the fault lines. And there's where the area that it's in.
So you're saying they're also predicting future earthquakes as well?
Yeah.
Well, that's not very suspicious, is it? And then they're telling us, oh, there'll be a few more coming, and we may give you the particular days that they come, you know, just like they do with the weather. Oh, we expect very strange weather in 2 days. That's what they've been saying here. It's going to be stormy and sunny all in the same day. And yeah, it was very strange.
Well, here it says, can solar eclipses, and this is asking Grok, which is X's AI that you can play with. It says solar eclipses can indeed cause tidal stress as they increase the tidal forces on Earth due to the alignment of the sun, moon, and Earth. This alignment can lead to a solar eclipse, and the resulting gravitational effects can cause tidal oscillations on our planet. So I don't know.
And then Foucault pendulums.
Yeah, they go backwards or something, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it screws them up somehow. I don't know if they go backwards altogether, but they get messed up. And yeah, that one's kind of. I think they try to hide that one. I read some articles about it that you know, it went to further study, but of course the further study didn't want to participate in that. So it's become stale, you know, the story of that. So apparently it's been done. It's happened before, but they refused to do further study on it to make it official.
Yeah, they shelved that sort of study, it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
NASA gets involved and they shut it down.
So I had a second one. They had a second one. A 4 aftershock earthquake has just struck northern New Jersey, with numerous people feeling it across New York City and surrounding areas of New Jersey. That's weird. That's weird. Let's see what the comments.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's two things that came to mind: magnetism and even gravity. Because I'm trying to think of ways how to attack gravity going forward when I'm speaking with people.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I'm putting up when I'm speaking in regards to gravity is I'll compare a situation. So I'll take nitrogen or liquid nitrogen and have it transform to nitrogen. And then I'll ask them, what was affecting the transformation? Was it gravity or temperature? And right, if you think about it, it's obviously temperature. When the liquid nitrogen, which is a colder temperature, warms up, it'll return to its gaseous state. So
water does the same thing.
Yeah, right. So instead of gravity, I think the three things that affect how items are going to soar is their mass or density, electromagnetism, and temperature, not gravity.
No, it's not gravity. What you got is you got to be careful. A liquid is not a gas, although a gas can be turned into a liquid.
By cooling it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we can
And
return
of
it
course,
back.
when you cool gas, it becomes denser. When you heat it, it expands. The collision rates, the elastic collisions are slower when it's cooler. I have a great thing I can show you here.
Yeah, another good example of that could be like vultures and birds of prey that spend all day riding the warm currents and defeat gravity in that way. And it seems like magic. They're just hanging in the air effortlessly.
Yeah. Yeah, so temperature, I think, is a major factor here. Not gravity. Which I think gravity is a perversion of the word gravitas, just like the word
it is
dinosaurs is to dragons. Yeah.
I'm going to put this over in the private chat. Here. Check that out.
Beautiful.
I'll put it in the regular chat. And this is a neat thing. I'm going to just pull it up real quick so I can show it to you. let's see, I'll stop that screen and I will present this screen. Right. Oops.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Okay, so you can go under the ideal. Y'all are seeing that, right? Okay. And let's say, let's put some dense gas in there. We'll have it going around. And you'll see it's going to fill all the empty space. It's going to start dispersing itself out. Now, as I heat it, we see that it'll start moving faster. Particles start moving faster. Let's put some more in there. Get the pressure up a bit. Okay. Then as I cool it, you can see the temperature go down up there in the little thermometer. Notice that they'll all start, and those that are closest, look how slow they are moving. Now throughout this whole thing, they all start moving slower. The more of them that are exposed to the cold, they start moving slower. Slower and slower. So as I heat it up, now if I put some of this less dense gas in here with it, you'll see that it'll quickly mix along with everything. We got to keep our pressure to a certain amount. Okay. Now you'll see the red ones, the little dense ones are moving. The less dense ones are moving much faster than the more dense ones. Watch what happens when I heat up the inside of this thing. Look at the little red ones bouncing around like a son of a bitch. They're reacting much. They're much more affected by the temperature increase than the more dense gas. But you notice how they're pretty equally dispersed.
Yeah.
You actually put a collision counter on there too. So let's see.
Wow.
Now
Thanks
we
for
can.
sharing this.
Yeah, this is really a neat thing. You can take and grab this little handle, and you can change the volume of the container. Notice how the pressure went up when I did that. All right. And if I give it more volume, the pressure goes way down. But there again, when I put now watch right there, close to the cold, look how they slow down. They all start slowing down. Now we've taken the temperature way down. Now look how slow they're going. See? But as they warm up, of course, and what's that going to mean outside of a container? What's that going to mean outside of a container? It means it's going to go through a thing called dispersal, right? And see, the gases are now dispersing out of there. The pressure is almost nothing now. There they go.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool little toy. I like it.
Definitely.
You could draw a sort of parallel with cumulonimbus clouds, even though that's not gas technically, it's just air vapor. When you see them billowing up with the warmth, it's that kind of billowing effect that you're on about, right? Where they kind of like disperse in all directions at the same time.
Yep. Well, let me see. I was
cool. I was wanting that link. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I got a whole page of tools that I have on the wiki. So
oh,
that one's
great,
perfect
great.
fit for that. Yeah.
What are they putting chemtrails on the corridors now or something? Jesus Christ. You can't get by all this. They're just too much. They're just too much with this. This AI is getting out of control as well. I'm looking for this thing I had. I don't know where it went to. I'm all over the place today. It's been a really crazy day.
Do you think Big Pharma would have any incentive to get involved with chemtrails to maybe keep the clouds or the sky gray and have
maybe
people
to keep people
rely
under
on antidepressants?
Keep us under the weather?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah. I thought that too. There's people said they're going to release some kind of toxin. People are getting really kind of overboard on this shit.
For me, I think the creator knew that people were going to attack us using these sort of tools. So thankfully, with the nocebo effect and the placebo effect, we can somewhat defend ourselves.
Well, it's only temporary anyway. Nature is continually coming in and fixing itself. So that's why they have to constantly chem up, because it is, the good news is it is a losing battle for them. You know, you can't, you know, that these people don't seem to understand that they are subject to the realm. They think they're lords of it, but they are not. So that's it, man. You know.
Yeah. So they're like trying to, basically, they're trying to spit in the wind.
Yeah. That's a good, a good metaphor for it. Yeah.
That's a pretty fucked up animation right there. Let me show you this. This is according to NASA, this is all the satellites orbiting the globe Earth. Let me bring this up. This is now, why they got to send a rocket? Why don't they just use one of their many thousands of satellites?
What am I looking at?
These are all the satellites that are around the Earth right now, according to NASA. Look how many of them's right around near orbit, real close. Look at that shit.
Yeah,
so many it's just fuzzy as hell.
Why do they all look like balloons? It's too funny. A bunch of little red balloons.
So
but they all float down here.
Listen, this thing, I don't know what's up. I had to turn it off, but the notifications on my phone from the Flat Earth Clock app,
oh no!
I had it set so that every time somebody got on it or joined it, it would go pop and you get a new member. It would go maybe about 30 times a day.
Wow.
Man, it's going about 100 times an hour or more.
Holy crap.
It was constantly pop, pop, pop. I had to turn them off because I couldn't even use the clock app, because every time I went to do something, there was another new user popped up. Another new user popped up.
Wow. Tipping point, maybe.
It's happening.
Tipping point or something. Yeah,
Picking
that's
up steam.
crazy.
Yeah.
Dave Weiss is going to be busy doing tech support, huh?
I said, man, that this was that we were going to have a tipping point this year. I knew it.
Love it.
It's happening.
Don't you think it's really weird how, like, we can never really know because it's being hidden from us how many people are sort of on board, and what are people's mindsets really are you know, right across the Earth plane? It's like we can only guess. They can go out and do their statistics and tell people what to think, but we just have to speculate, really. Which is fun, but you know.
That's a great point. You know, I'm actually starting to ask people. Like, I'm in the modern day debate Discord, and there seems to be a lot of people there. So I started asking them, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the importance of the shape of the Earth? Well, 10 being important, and only 2 people so far gave it a 10 out of 10 of importance. The other people were only giving it a 3 or 4. And then I was trying to show them, I'm like, why would I debate someone who only ranks it at 3 out of 4 of it on the scale of importance? Doesn't that kind of show that they don't really care for the truth? Like,
They don't care about themselves.
Yeah. So I think this is part of the design. Satan is so crafty with his lies that he'll get people so apathetic. There'll be some people who are the majority will be apathetic, and then there'll be some militant.
Guess, I want you all to take a guess. Whose house is that?
I don't know. Trump.
Nope.
Obama.
Oh, yeah. Is this no, the guy from Ukraine?
Obama's boyfriend.
Okay.
That's Kenneth Copeland.
Oh wow! We should have known.
The evangelist minister, Kenneth Copeland, and that house is right next to his private airport.
Huh.
So these people give this guy literally millions and millions of dollars to give false teachings. People leave their whole estates to that guy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, y'all.
Did you
What are
see
we
the
doing?
interview where I think it was some lady interviewed him about his plane, and it was really interesting.
Yeah. Don't you ever say that again. Yeah. Yeah, he's a demon. He really is.
Yeah, I believe in demonic possession for sure. And I want you guys to consider this. Imagine you buy you're building a brand new computer, right? And you connect it to the internet. In my opinion, there's going to be Satan. He's going to launch 20,000, 30,000 viruses your way, right? And let's say you scan your system and yeah, there's 30,000 viruses. It's able to remove all of them but one. Would you still feel safe and confident using that computer, even knowing that there's one malware on there and it's potentially has access to your keystrokes, your cameras, uses your system to launch attacks? So the same thing I believe goes with lies. Even maybe potentially having one lie in our mind might be enough of a way for the devil or Satan to enter the body and take over. So, for instance, when we interact with people and we're sharing the truth of God, and their mind is already infected with lies from Satan, they're gonna send an attack our way. So, even one lie, just like in the Matrix, if someone's connected to the Matrix, Agent Anderson can enter that body and take over.
Yeah, Agent Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what we have to do is all of us is try to continue to go through our mind and remove every single lie that could be in there. I know it sounds trivial, but I really believe lies act as Trojans, like as malware, and they're detrimental.
Man, yeah, I think it's central to everything is the lie, because it's all coming from the mind. It's all that, you know, it's the, for me, it's the mental manipulation before anything else. And like, as we know from what it says in the Bible, the devil is the father of lies. So, I mean,
Yeah. And Anson, actually, in my book, I talk about how, so, you know, when the Bible mentioned that the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Yeah.
So I was in the library at my local hospital one day, and I found this book, and it gave some insight, the Toltec insight of the Garden of Eden story. And it mentioned how lies, when we believe the lie, it can take root in our mind, literally, and grow into neural pathways that resemble literal tree-like structures. So it's how the Bible got it right on a literal sense as well, how believing a lie, even one lie, can grow into a tree of lies. So, for instance, if we believe in the Big Bang, that might be the seed or the root. And then on that tree of knowledge, we have races, right? So now we have different races. Oh, and then some people are, my race is better than that race. So, and then that one lie can branch off into these other lies.
Yeah, man. That's what I've even said about our whole technology and everything. We want to talk about how great our technology and shit is. We just imagine how much further ahead we'd be if we didn't have people studying from wrong information.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? I actually brought up another point in modern day debate I want you guys to consider too. Some people were triggered. So I was trying to find a link between psychopaths in prison, which the United States is actually above the standard number. I think that last time I checked, according to Yale, it was 25% of the US population in prison are labeled psychopaths. And if you were to ask someone, do all of those did the majority, if not all of those psychopaths also believe in the globe? The answer is probably yes. Maybe 100% of them believe the Earth is a globe. I'm actually arguing how, just like Ken Hovind would argue, how evolution is dangerous and the most dangerous lie out there. I'm arguing that the globe also is a lie that is a danger to people and their family members.
Yeah, I totally mean that's the way I see it, man. It's not just about a lie that's neutral and it's just an untruth. It's an evil lie that is the exact opposite of reality, and
Yes.
anything that's and like you say, it's the nature of it. It's only going to draw you towards a really negative, nihilistic mindset. It doesn't leave any room for imagination, for appreciation of nature, and also it kind of leaves you at the mercy of these NASA people, you know.
Absolutely. Leaves them victimized, where they can be exploited, their tax dollars, their imagination, their ability to travel the world God gave us.
Yeah. Well, they've got it is top-down control, complete control over you.
Yeah.
And the thing, man, it's like it's there's no like physical or simple thing that people can do to kind of to improve the world. It's all about waking up, isn't it? And like I guess that's why we sort of it's important to spread the word, right?
Absolutely.
And,
I
and
believe
not,
it's
and not,
foundational.
yeah. You know, and people have tried to do the revolutionary thing and have a quick fix, but it's never worked.
That's right. There's countless stories in record how that doesn't really violence just begets violence, and there's always a better way. The Bible has shown how many times the Ten Commandments actually is the solution. For instance, in the story of Isaiah, he was used by God. Interestingly enough, Isaiah is the one that gave us the circle of the earth, right? 40:22. So Isaiah was a prophet in the Bible, and he was instructed by God to tell the Jewish king to repent and start following the commandments from Moses again, the Ten Commandments. But just like people today, they don't want to follow the commandments, and because they didn't want to follow the commandments in the temple, God kicked them out, and he used the Babylonians to do that. So, but time and time again, it's amazing how the Ten Commandments are really the solution, and that's what my book is about. I'm trying to encourage everyone. I want to be like the new John Baptist, getting everyone to memorize the Ten Commandments. I've been challenging non-believers and believers to memorize the commandments by heart because they act as our protection.
Wow. So what if I told you, 111 people, look at that. And we just noticed 1111 a little while ago. This is a good stream. An almanac from 1894 accurately predicted both total eclipses, including their exact dates, places, and times. I'm going to bring this up real quick.
Great find. That was before the globe was confirmed.
So here we got it. It says in this little spot right here, 21st August 2017, with a line from Oregon to South Carolina, the 2nd, 8th April 2024, with a track passing northeasterly from Austin, Texas to the city of Washington, almost duplicating the paths of the eclipse. That's pretty fucking interesting. 1890 what? I'm going to save that. That's 1894.
2024.
Yeah, 1894 to 2024. Let's see. As for eclipses beyond this date and visible in the eastern part of the United States, they are few and unimportant for the next century. The sun may rise entirely ellipsed at Boston the 2nd October 1959, but totality will be very short. On the 7th of March 1970, there will be another brief totality, this time in Florida, but not until early in the 21st century will the path of the total eclipse traverse a large area of the United States. Then, if the charts of Oppolzer can be trusted, 2 totalitaries near midday will occur on the region of the Mississippi. The first of them, 21st August 2017, with a line from Oregon to South Carolina. So yeah, this is this is pretty interesting. I'll let me link that to you all, the Twitter page for that. Let me copy that and
thank you.
Do that. Just 1 second. That's not it. That's a Lost History of Flat Earth I just put in there. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
And I'll put this back in the private chat over here too. It says Taking Back Eden, FE Books of Adam and Eve, Chrome. What's that thing you've got back there, Taking Back Eden? Or No Longer on the Ball?
Oh, just something I thought Taking Back Eden would be interested in.
Okay.
If he's ever heard of it, it's the book of Adam and Eve.
Oh, interesting. Yes, I have heard of that. That's pretty interesting. And there's a first Adam and Eve and a second Adam and Eve, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just
If I'm
the
not
first
mistaken.
book. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing I'm interested in getting a hold of is trying to find out all of the lost or ripped out by our I'm trying to be nice, the Catholic Church.
Yeah, great idea.
And get all of those indexed into the wiki, and then also the references that are FE related all listed out, because everybody knows all these Bible verses that are FE related, and some of them are a stretch, some of them are pretty good ones.
Did you know that science seems to be verifying biblical claims? Like, did you guys know that it's been shown the human rib can regenerate?
I've heard teeth can regenerate.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so it's incredible how the Bible mentioned the rib, and if you look at the rib, it's got DNA in the rib, and if it could regenerate, it makes sense that God can take it and use it because it already has the DNA code in there. And if you look at the structure of the rib, it almost reminds me of like a physical manifestation as our rib cage, how it's got the double helix, and also our ribs are, I think we have a set of 12 pairs, so 24 ribs in total, 24 hours a day, 12 months. And our spine, supposedly, I believe, has 33 vertebrae in our spine. Jesus died when he was 33. There's the 33 levels of Freemasonry.
Wow, here's a page from the CIA. Just a second. This is kind of interesting.
Our friends.
Yes, our friends. And this is a outer gravitational field and shape of the physical surface of the Earth. A study is made of the conditions necessary for the solvability and uniqueness of solution of an integral equation by the aid of which outer gravitational field and the shape of the physical surface of the Earth may be determined. Said that it's a geoid. The overwhelming majority of all geodetic survey, leveling, triangulation, astronomical, and gravimetric determinations are made of the Earth's surface. After much calculation, they are first reduced to a geoidal surface, which is considerably more even. If these surveys embrace a large area, second reduction is necessary from a geoid to an ellipsoid surface, which is more convenient mathematically. What? The system now adopted for reduction to a geoid and to an ellipsoid from a geoid is inadequate. It is possible inherent contradictions since various parts of the terrestrial gravitational field are reduced on the basis of different hypotheses, which are sometimes contradictory. Consequently, the resulting discrepancies can be of the systematic character. These discrepancies can noticeably reduce the accuracy of results in mountain regions or after a geodetic translation over mountain regions. So basically saying we got to measure it flat and then bend it. That's what we got to do.
I've been looking for, there's a document, apparently it's the 50s, where they were using some sort of device that accurately measured the height of the firmament.
Really?
Yeah, the government was involved in that. It was in the 50s. And I was wondering if you remember what the operation name of that was or anything.
I think it had something to do with high jump, where they found that. There's your mobile harp.
Yes.
Yeah. There's your mobile harp station right there.
Man, you know what? That image really explains a lot to me. Because there is a machine. I mean, from what's going on around here, I'm like right on the coast, and I can tell that where this stuff is being generated is just off the coast, but not from any particular spot. So that thing's just ideal. They can cruise around and hit coastlines without being seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're all on land and they're just out of view.
Great point.
And then obviously they just do the chemtrails from the army bases.
Yep. They steer hurricanes and all kinds of garbage with those things right into the land to make it extra damaging. That's been proven by satellite footage of heat spots along from chemtrails where they're putting metals up in the air and they hit it with these little antennas, like these little harp domes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just made that one tornado that was probably a decade ago or something. It came in through Florida and it went towards Texas or something like that, where normally they go north up the coastline. This one went inland and it did more damage than all others type of thing in history.
We had some big ass storms come through Ohio and shit the other day too. Some tornadoes down through southern Ohio. That was pretty bad. I don't know if you know Terry, the Ironton auditor, but he went out and took some video of some of the storm damage that took place. That was, what is this during the, oh yeah, here's some footage during the earthquake in New York and other areas if y'all interested too. I'd be looking for tanks outside and shit. Come on, it didn't rumble that long, did it? Did you notice that? Listen to this first thing, and I want you to listen to this ticking. There's this tick, 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 tick. And it seems to be the same rhythm in this house as it was in this. Listen to this. Okay, it's like a cyclical rate. It was tick, 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 tick. Now listen to this.
Yeah, that might be the effect of an ultra low frequency.
Yeah.
Like, 10 hertz or whatever it is, or 10 hertz or something low like that.
But it was identical. You notice that? It was identical. That same tick, 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 tick. It was that same frequency. That same tick was in this house as was in that building in the city.
I'll have to look up Tesla's earthquake machine, see how he did it, right?
Yeah. So you don't need to be doing that. Just stay out of that. We don't need government agents coming to your house.
No worries. Don't worry. I don't got all the taxpayers' money to spend on killing people. Jeez. I'm not the government.
Well, he did it with what, a 5 pound or a 10 pound weight is all he used. He started getting that thing resonating.
Well, if you put your hand over a base cone and that's going loud, or put a piece of paper over that base cone, you can see that pulsating slowly like an earthquake. So just imagine that, but 1,000 times more powerful. These low frequencies are like, I feel them through me, like proper low frequencies. I can feel them all the way up my spine. It's like it literally creates movement, that sound vibration.
Oh yeah, our senses are very astute. I mean, very sensitive.
Oh my God, yes. And I halfway think that's a lot of what jet lag is when people go on long trips to someplace, that they've actually were resonating with one version of the Schumann resonance where they live at, and they go to another place and now they're in a totally different frequency, and it takes them for a little while to get into that rhythm.
Yeah, it seems logical. Yeah, I never thought of that before. Thank you.
Oh my God. Let me see. I'm just looking to see if there's anything more on this. But I mean, what do you guys think on this time thing, man? This is kind of got me a little fucked up. I just read an article here the other day, remember, about where they said something about going to have to update all the shit by a second or something like that. But, my wife's trip to work, why that would have gotten longer, I don't even know. Oh no, look at there. Guy came in and started to be an idiot and he got kicked out right away. Ain't that cool? How I do shit like that. I don't know why these people even bother. What's their focus? I don't go on somebody's channel and sit there in the chat going, you people are stupid, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I just let them do their thing. It's not up to me. I don't get it.
Just boredom, man.
I think they're just mentally ill. I do. I think they're just fucking mentally ill, completely 100% out of their minds.
Here's something I've been asking Globe Defenders too. I was asking them to consider, do you think the next time someone is victimized, the person doing the victimizing is a Globe believer? Chances are they are.
Yeah, well, it's known that, did you know every serial killer was a Globe Earth believer?
Right, exactly.
Even
the discussion from Jeffrey Dahmer when he was in prison and he repented was very interesting. Have you guys watched it?
I've seen a lot of shit on him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was interviewed while he was in prison, and wow, what a story. He said it was the Kent Hovind creation series that made him realize evolution was a complete lie. And then he looked into Jesus and he gave his life to the Lord. And he said that he did what he did because he believed in evolution.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that he got into a fight with another inmate and he said, hey, buddy, you better not mess with me. I used to eat guys like you for breakfast and lunch. and dinner. Ooh, not funny. What?
Yeah, he did die in prison, but thankfully he repented before. That makes sense that he was able to give up that life and repent before he was taken.
Well, he was a homo too, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he believed in evolution. That's the thing. And I think him and another serial killer, because I researched this topic for a video on my channel, and
Mhm.
they both were talking about how they were addicted to porn and the rock and roll and the
Mhm.
alcohol and the porn was a dangerous combination for them, and they just kept pushing the limits. I did a video on the dangers of pornography, and yeah, they were talking about how
This is the people we got out here, though. Check this guy out. Look at this guy. This guy wants people to take him serious. Listen to this guy.
If you see the pattern of what's going on, there's several stages of evolution. So my transformation is a metamorphosis, and I will reach the end stage as a full dragon when I have all my procedures completed, including a penectomy, which is coming and is coming off, because I'm not going to get I'm just going to get a penectomy. So I will be a genderless dragon. That's what dragons are.
The fuck was that?
Man, do you know who's really to blame? The people that that put him up there and encourage him to go down that road. They're the people to blame, man.
yeah, enabling.
Because he's, like you say, he's a guy who's mentally ill and taken advantage of by the system to cause chaos, basically. You know?
Yeah. Take his money. He mentioned the word evolution as well, too. He's trying to evolve.
Yes.
These lies are so dangerous to them. These people.
And they want to put a fucking warning label on us.
Yep, they're possessed.
They definitely are
possessed.
So the mechanism, I believe, for demonic possession is people literally continue to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The Bible said there was a literal tree, right? So literal trees have seeds. So I believe it also represents metaphorical that can take place in our mind that we've discussed earlier. So that's the mechanism for demonic possession, I believe. Because now, literally, people attack their own senses, right?
Oh my God, yes.
I can't feel the tilt, but I believe it, right? And they're going to attack our senses. They're going to attack their own senses.
Well,
and they're literally a danger to us and all the people in the world right now.
Yeah,
And then
I think a lot of this is like, when back in the day when, people were trying to get the Bible printed in their own language, English, and it was getting tied around their neck and they were burned at the stake by the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually the Gutenberg press came along and they couldn't keep up with the burnings and killing people, apparently. That's kind of seems silly, but anyway, the long story short, they changed their mode. Instead of getting rid of the Bible, let's just disqualify it. So here comes our heliocentric universe and all this other stuff to make the Bible disqualified, And I think the same thing's going on with the internet right now and social media with this AI garbage, because it's like, what was the biggest threat to the 2019 through 2021 era? They had emergency meetings at the World Economic Forum about what? Disinformation on social media. All of us people decided that what we were hearing on the mainstream TVs and narrative was BS. And so we complained about it and we lost our, user accounts and all this other garbage they were banning and all this stuff. Well, that became such a threat to them that it's now no longer let's no longer just ban them. let's just flood the whole flipping internet with garbage so nobody will believe anything.
Mm-hmm. Here's Kamala. Here's what 4 years did to her. She's turning into a dragon. So you can have it done surgically, or you can go into politics and live in Washington, D.C. Holy shit. What has happened to this thing? Look at this neck. Look at this neck.
It's like they took her adrenochrome away.
Look at that. She looks like she's been rode hard and put away wet, which she probably has been. But I mean,
are they going to hold a Democratic debate this year?
Oh God, probably
It's like
not.
It's like a chameleon, you know, when she was on her knees in front of Brown, Governor Brown, back in the day.
Yeah.
Now she's on her knees in front of Biden, and she's chameleon into an old.
Facebook admits in court that fact checks are just opinion. So then why don't they just say opinion checked? That's not as authoritative. That's why. Dumb bastards. God.
Man, do you remember that fight that was supposed to happen between Musk and him? There was this big thing everyone was talking about. They were actually going to. Of course, it was never going to happen. It's just these ridiculous children's stories they give the public, and everyone's, they're going to jump into a ring and fight each other. Man, it was just so silly, you know.
It is.
Oh my God.
And they keep kicking the can down the road, and I'm sure they're practicing for Agenda 2030. You've heard of that, I'm sure by now.
I've heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
And Agenda 2025 is one of the milestones also, and that's next year. Also, NASA's Futures of War, circa 2025. That's when humans take over and make the planet or whatever unsustainable or something like that. And so they have to release the Hornets and all this other crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a murder hornets. So let's get some of those fucking things.
Yeah, the murder hornets. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they're gonna slingshot their bombs on us and all this other stuff, and their nanobots and their smart dusts and all this other garbage that they have plans for. So yeah, 2025 is one of them, and 2030 is the ultimate. I think is the end of their. That's when they plan to have 90% of the population murdered, I think, by then. They also plan to have all but a few airports left by then in the world.
For public, yeah.
Yeah, so you can kind of see what's happening to our airlines nowadays. You got your died suddenly pilots, but you also have your Boeing being found out for no quality control and all this other garbage. So you can see the narrative happening.
Sure.
Lots of planes not operating correctly. Of course, they treat you like a third world criminal if you're a legal citizen, if you go through an airport. And so you can see they're basically trying to trash the airfare system because they want that. They want those gone. They want that done. Only for them.
Yeah. They want to limit our travel. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about any sort of implant? Do you think it's going to be an RFID implant or like a tattoo that they're going to pressure? Because last night, the stream, the gentleman was talking about how they're going to offer citizens $32,000 to take the take part of the buy and sell credit system. I'm sure you guys have heard what the Bible mentioned about that, right?
Yeah, with the mark in the hand or in the forehead, and you can't do any commerce. And
yeah, do you think they're trying to do that still and trying to implement that?
Well, they've been inching toward it for a long time. It even started with the fucking ATM cards and credit cards.
Yeah, they hire beautiful looking women and they advertise them on TV. Look, people are doing it.
Yep.
Elon Musk and his implantable chips. They've been trying to inject chips via intravenously or whatever or subdermally, sorry, with, you know, but the problem is the human body, it scars up, it rejects these things. And so Bill Gates, of course, with his little 666 patent, that's a biomimetic chip, if you will, that is powered by RF, and it's basically nano size.
Yeah, linked to the blockchain, essentially.
And I've also heard that basically because we've been so hard to chip, it's been such a hard thing to have happen. Basically we have smartphones and we don't need to be chipped.
Yeah. Listen, it's gotten so bad. This ain't no shit. If you try it out sometime, reach over like you're gonna pick up somebody's cell phone. You just have somebody over, they got their cell phone sitting there, just act like you're gonna reach over and touch it. They'll act like you tried to grab their nuts. They will. Even if the fucking thing's locked, there's no way you could get into it. It's almost like you touched a personal extension of their body.
Yeah, you get freaking shot in the face for doing crap like that.
No shit, man. But I mean, I've done that with people like that. I know friends, you know, be sitting here and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I was just going to look at your phone, man." Why? Well, I just wanted to see what model it was. That's all. And then they'll tell you, and they look at you all defensively, like, "How dare you?" You know, you could have just asked me how big my dick was. You don't have to grab it. You know, that kind of a response. And you're like, what the fuck? You know, it's just a phone. Why are you so personally connected to this fucking thing? You know?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Hi, Andrew. Are the students allowed to have phones in your classroom or at the school? I guess they are with their age.
You're on mute, bro.
You're muted, Andrew. We can't hear a fucking thing you're saying. Unmute yourself.
Oh,
there
shit. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, they are, but I scold them for doing it during class. On breaks, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Younger
class,
kids,
though?
I guess.
Different story.
Yeah,
so here's something very interesting to actually find out. I've heard a lot of people talking about this in a little bit of an abstract way over the last few weeks.
See, oh, internet bully is one of those people who thinks that his phones is like an extension of his dick or something.
Okay.
You know, you wouldn't react that way if somebody picked up a curio off of your end table. You know, they want to look at it. They're just pick it up and look at it. You wouldn't react nearly the same way as if it was a phone sitting there. And you know that.
Phones are a huge, huge problem with today's society, because when I see these 17, 18, all the way up to like usually 28-year-old students in my classes, and I'm doing a lecture, and then I turn around after doing like a diagram on the board, and then all of a sudden I look at the class, and all the students in the back row are just like, fuck all. They're on their phones. I'm like, so I will embarrass them.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'd make them leave their phone I'd make them leave their phone in a little fucking box.
Well, I can. And I told them that. But
they're blessed to have you as a teacher. Wow. I wish I had a teacher that had the knowledge that you had.
Well, I don't put up with shit.
Well,
trying to teach people how to do something.
Yeah. Alpha male.
Listen, man, you get in a bunch of trouble just for having a calculator. When I was in school.
Yeah. That was a little bit different time, Dave.
Yeah, right.
But
how dare you listen? That was like when I remember the first pocket calculator, pocket calculators, and I remember seeing them, and they were about the size maybe of a paperback book.
Yeah, like an 11 by 8.5. Like that.
Yeah, I mean they were about like yay big.
They were huge.
Yeah,
they were expensive, right?
Yeah, they were expensive. They were in the jewelry counter at Kmart. I remember. Wow. And I remember telling my dad, I was like, I saw those and I goes, watch, it won't be any time at all before they'll have that whole thing on a wristwatch. And, you know, it wasn't but about maybe 20 years later, here's these calculator watches that everybody's carrying around wearing because it was cool. Well, yeah, I remember those, and I can remember I took one. I had one. Well, my dad had one, and he allowed me to take it to school for show and tell. And I had to leave it with the teacher until it came time to show it because she didn't want me using it for my math and shit.
Well, it's actually, I think those things have actually done a bit of a detrimental impact on society.
Yeah.
Instead of like teaching people actually how to do something.
Yeah.
With their hands. Sort of like if you're going to put together a car, or you can do it on a computer.
Right.
Working with your hands is very different.
Man, do you remember when pagers were in fashion for a short period of time at the late 90s? They were really good things. It was just they were just these little box things, weren't they, that you kept in your pocket and people could send you a little message.
Well, they were just a number.
Yeah.
You could send your phone number that you sent that you're wanting them to call you at, or sometimes you could just send a coded message that only you and that person understand, and they would know what it meant. But you didn't even get the text. There was no texting on it. No shit, no.
Now you don't even need a calculator because math is racist.
It is.
I know. 3 times 3 is. Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah. Hey, but the reason I was actually joining in tonight was because I was looking this up, and a lot of people are not even aware of what the answer is to this. So if you were to ask, I know internet is a real broad spectrum of information, but if you look up how much does an astronaut make, like their salary, does anyone know?
Great
Take
question.
a fucking guess.
64,000.
No, it's more than that.
What, a
That's
year?
a lot of money.
Their
back then.
yearly salary.
Man, that's quite a lot. Well, I'm going to go higher then. I'll say 120,000.
You're within the range, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I went high, so.
Yeah, well, I was thinking 170 after the first guess.
Okay, so I guarantee that these liars are not getting paid that small amount of money. There's no fucking way. You couldn't pay me that much money to lie to the, to the world. So they're obviously getting like bonus pays that are like black budget or whatever else. So yeah, the
range says $333,000.
Well, the range, I mean, there's multiple sources that say it, but none of them go above 200,000 at all. The highest I found is $161,141 per year, which that's like $59 an hour or something.
Jeez.
Oh no, it's like a 70. It's like 79 something.
Well, that ain't much.
Yeah, it's not very much. Yeah, per hour.
What's all that money's going toward? What, helium?
Well, just think about it. Like, well, it's something to consider because a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, I'll go be an astronaut for how much? Like, and to do what? You fucking idiot! There's no way.
Yeah, but
that was an actual real thing. No,
they trick you though with their bonuses.
You have to pay me 100 times as much to even attempt to want to do that.
And if you don't follow the line, we've seen what they've done to actual other astronauts, the first 3.
What do you mean? Are you talking about Gus Grissom and those guys up in the
yeah,
they cooked him alive?
Potentially. Yeah. I think the family members were suspicious.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, Gus he said, we can't even communicate between 2 buildings. How are we going to go to the moon?
Yeah. You put a lemon on the lander.
Yeah. He was a doubting Thomas as far as the Apollo missions were concerned.
He was killed, right?
Yeah. They burned him up, him and 2 other guys.
Oh, that was those. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. After he was caught on camera making defamatory comments about the whole mission.
Yeah, that's what he'd said. He said, we can't even talk between 2 buildings. How are we ever going to get to the moon?
Yeah, put a lemon on the lander.
Yeah. Listen, it's good. That was after that. It was good incentive to go along with the lie. Here's some kid thinks he's got it worked out with the eclipse here. Let me hear what he's got.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what you need to know about the total solar eclipse. Now, a lot of people know that the total solar eclipse will be traveling on a path from frickin' southish to northish over the United States of America. And many people believe that this eclipse pathway is actually opening up a portal for humans to receive downloads of information and connect deeper with the universe. Now, what's crazy is if you take one letter from every city that the eclipse is traveling over, you can rearrange it to get a message directly from the universe. And what's even weirder, dude, is if you trace the past 3 eclipse pathways, they form a perfect freaking triangle over the United States of America. And if you look at this circle here, that's the true middle of this triangle. It's an untouched piece of land that humans have never made contact with. And what's crazy is if you zoom in on this true middle of the triangle that the eclipse pathways create, you'll find this is the location where P. Diddy is hiding. Okay, here's what you need to know.
What the fuck?
I wasn't expecting
that is pretty funny.
Jesus Christ. I gotta repost that.
This is what comedy is coming to, though.
Oh my God, people are so creative. So quickly they come up with shit.
Yeah, our imagination is amazing.
Oh my God. Oh, I just took a killer hit. Phew.
You notice they don't put out comedies like they used to, for a reason, I'm sure.
Well, people have lost a lot of creative ability, but there again, I see more people that are really very, very creative. You know,
yeah, our mind is fascinating.
At least it wasn't AI. You can tell that, at least.
At least, at the very least. Yeah, there's that guy. Wow. I don't know what to do about that.
I mean, has anyone ever seen anything AI related that's actually like a comedy sketch? Like original comedy sketch?
No, but I saw a thing that was Joe Biden and Donald Trump having a spaghetti party that was done with AI. And that was really fucking disturbing.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. You just gave me nightmares.
Yeah, it was like a really bad acid trip.
That's like nightmare fuel.
What? Rapture.
As long as there weren't any meatballs in there, man.
Oh my goodness. You're making it worse.
Oh. Well, that was accidental, I'm sure.
You know, I watched this movie called Earthlings one day about the animals and commercial farming. So I decided to try going vegan for 30 days. And immediately I went on a walk and I found a $20 bill.
No way.
Like, yeah, I wonder if that was a sign. So feel free to, like, I know this might sound weird because I know there's like the anti-vegan movement, but feel free to try like considering adding more raw vegetables and fruits to your lifestyle. I think it really helps because if you look at the word raw, you can equate it to life. And then if you reverse the word raw, you get the word war. And then if you equate war, you get death. So in order for a lot of cooked food, we're going to kill it, whether it's an animal or even the life force, the electrical force within the food that's alive.
Well, you can if you've ever, are you familiar with Carillion photography?
Yeah. Where I think they've even taken fruits and microwaved it and then taken before and after photos.
And it's way less energy coming off of it than when it's raw.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. One thing I think as well we can do, and it's interestingly enough, the Bible mentions praying. We can bless our food and maybe we can increase the ability for it to nourish our body. I know it might sound wild to those who aren't truth seekers or who aren't familiar with frequency, but I think we can affect things like the water experiments. How we can transfer thought to water potentially. How water can.
I've done the rice water experiment twice, and it works.
Yeah,
you have to be sincere about it. You can't just do it because someone's telling you to do it. You have to want to do it. It's about intention.
All right,
and it does work.
See if you notice any similarities.
Well, I've done it twice. I only used 3 jars each time. And some people say, yeah, have like 30 jars and 30 jars, or however many jars, and then do the same exact thing to all of them, and then see the result. And have them in separate rooms and all these different variables and things like that. And that I've never done.
But at least it's been repeated. You've repeated what other people have observed, and you've found the same results. Yeah, I think pretty interesting. So there is some sort of transfer of frequency. I think it comes either from our heart, like a combination of our heart and our mind, I believe.
It's not one of those things you can actually understand until you do it. And when I did that and I saw the result, it was slow, and slow. But I was already a flat earther at that point. But when I saw that, it completely changed my entire perspective of reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's a simple thing, right? Just water, rice, and emotion and thoughts and
intention.
Vocabulary.
Intention.
Well, yeah. It changed everything for me.
Amazing.
Yeah, all the things that we were told was just hoodoo and mysticism turns out that is actually real and that we can prove it too. And the more people that do experiments like that, it'll become so obvious that it'll become like it already has become mainstream fact, in my opinion. Like
yeah,
that's
common knowledge.
Yeah, common knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, my question is to any Glober listening: if you were to actually do this and try it yourself, would it work? Because it worked for me. So, will it work for you? Being an atheist.
Yeah, what is that? What implications does that have for you?
Well, yeah, that's the big thing for them, right? The implication.
Yeah.
Hey guys, got to run. Much love all.
All right.
Friday.
Yeah, man. Have a good night. I'm getting ready to shut her down here in just a couple of minutes myself.
Yeah, me too. I just got off of like 2 live streams. So.
Oh, nice.
Did you? Oh, wow. Yeah.
All right. Take it.
Great chatting.
All right. Good night, Joel. Have a good night, man.
Stay strong, peeps.
I'm going to drop out too, man. Thanks, Noverin.
All right, Anson. Have a good night, brother.
Okay. Cheers, Andrew. Cheers. Taking back Eden.
Cheers. Full armor.
Let me see here. I just wondered if there was one more thing. It seems like I'm missing something here today that I wanted to share, and I can't remember exactly what it was. I can't find it. That's okay. It's not a big deal. We've covered quite a bit here tonight, which I think is phenomenal. We get into some interesting stuff, but this thing with time. What about you, Andrew? Have you noticed that? Is time going by faster?
No, I couldn't say so.
You know, the sun is supposed to be in Aries, but it's still in Pisces.
Yeah, I need to look more at the astrology aspect of that. So I couldn't say so.
It's supposed to go into Aries the day of the eclipse, which it should already be in Aries. But like Lisa in the chat, I was over talking to her today at her house, and she said she saw the moon in a completely different place from where it should be. That last lunar eclipse, it was supposed to happen. FE Nation went out there and he was going to film it. It didn't even happen. So what's up with the Globies? Oh, you guys, and you can't predict eclipses, blah, 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 blah. Well, what happened to your fucking lunar eclipse? It didn't happen.
Yeah, I was watching that live stream when he was doing it, and allegedly he didn't actually record it, but Travis over in Maryland, he actually got like a little snippet of it, I guess. And I guess he was doing it like about the same time, roughly.
I don't have an astrolabe. Do you guys have access to an astrolabe, or would it be able to?
No, I don't have.
No.
Okay. What about online? Are there any sort of online astrolabes that predict these sort of eclipses? Because I remember that was the argument for a while, right? Astrolabes have these sort of
Well,
details?
astrolabes are just going to show you star positions relative to where you're at. It's basically a timekeeper.
Oh, okay, but nothing
for
with
night,
sort of eclipses
like
or
a
anything like that?
nighttime sundial.
What about sort of a lunar eclipses? Would some astrolabes have that sort of information on
Well,
there?
see, this is the whole thing is this eclipse actually the moon going in front of the sun? I don't think it is.
I don't think so.
The third body.
You know,
third, fourth, or fifth, or however many others.
Yeah,
Rahu,
like our
Ketu,
third
and
eye.
then that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You see, where is that? Yeah, like this thing. I was showing this earlier. I'll bring this back up. This is basically what it should look like, I think. Right?
I would assume so. Yeah, because it would
Right.
still be lighting up. I don't know if it would be that bright, but it would still be. It wouldn't be.
Well,
As
why is the sky going to go dark? I mean,
Well,
it's only
temporarily.
casting a shadow on the one part of the earth because of the moon. It's not darkening the whole sky. Why would it darken the whole sky?
Well, there's going to be an umbra around the the sky body. I don't know if it would be that bright, but it shouldn't be as dark as we think. I would assume.
So I don't know, man. That's some pretty freaky shit. And I was talking about, like, my wife, she usually takes her 45 minutes to get to work. That's how long it used to take. Same distance, no increase in traffic. Now it takes 50 minutes. Same speed, same distance, same traffic patterns, 5-minute difference now. It's almost like everything, including the clocks, are sped up in relation to what's going on with everything. And that's what I've had, this feeling like time seems like it's going by faster than it should. And this whole thing with this woman was talking about where the sun stayed in Virgo for a long time, man. It should progress, and it didn't progress. It stayed in Virgo. It's almost like, did the sun speed up or did the sky slow down? That's what I'm wondering, because we should be in Aries. We won't go into Aries until the 8th, which is, we're in Pisces. Pisces is what? Who symbolizes Pisces?
The archer, isn't it?
No, man, that's the fish.
Oh, okay.
That's the fish. The age of Pisces is when Jesus was born. It ushered in the age of Pisces. So I wonder, is it like symbolic? I don't know, man. There's some really weird shit going on, man.
Well, you've definitely given me some things to study tonight. But until then, I'm gonna log out. Thank you very much, Dave. For having
All
me
right,
on.
Andrew.
And
Stay
Eden,
strong.
thank you very much.
Nice chatting.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's colder than fuck. It's colder than fuck. You know, like right now, it's 37 degrees, man. It should be a lot warmer than that this time of year, especially here in Virginia.
I agree.
And the dogwoods, they're already bloomed a couple of weeks ago. They usually don't bloom till about the mid part of April. This is insane, man. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I don't know. Tell me what y'all think down there. Thanks for coming up tonight, Eden. It's nice
thanks for
having you
having
on.
me.
You're always a good guest.
I try.
Well, you don't seem like you have to.
Thank you for all. You're amazing. You're a true hero. God bless you, and
thank you.
May our Heavenly Father continue to bless you and yours always. So
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much. Likewise. All right. Good night. All right. Well, tell me what you think. Does time speeding up for you? Do you feel it's going faster? These things in the sky? Leave a comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, be sure you subscribe to my backup channel as well as my Rumble channel, both of which you can link to over on the main page of this channel right here. And like we always like to say, Lord loves the working man. Don't trust Whitey, and see your doctor and get rid of him because he'll probably kill you. So y'all have a good night. We'll see you next time on Sovereign Soul, Unchained Mind. Good night.